So the point is, right? We could bring forth the argument that Austin Metcalf also had intention and a use of provocation. The reality of it is he can't be held underneath adjudication in due criminal process because Karmelo Anthony killed him. So therefore, had they had a equal force confrontation where it was fisticuffs, right? Then that defense would make sense. Where it becomes a non sequitur and where we have to summarily focus on Karmelo Anthony's provocation of the situation, because what you said did not take away anything from Karmelo also provoking a reaction, right? He has to stand under the weight of his decisions in the law. So whatever Austin did not stab him. Austin did not draw blood from him. This is also equal and opposite force. Had Austin drawn blood from him, had Austin stabbed him or cut him, him using the knife would be acceptable in the law. It's not. So now we have to look at it for what it is now. You can shake your head no, but I'm telling you, I went to school for this, and I'm telling you, him being the one that is here alive, him being the one that actually caused an injury with a knife, even if he didn't puncture the skin, if he had a epidermal abrasion where he caused bleeding on Austin, he still would be the person under the biggest penalty of law unless Austin caused that measure of harm to him in his person. Unfortunately for Karmelo Anthony, he violated to the highest degree by taking a life. Now, the first degree murder charge is an appropriate charge. Will that probably get reduced during the trial? Absolutely, it probably will get reduced. But we can't sit here and act like, well, they did this, so he did this. That's not how any of that works.
Can I point something out? Can I point something out? Excuse me, damn, I didn't know this was the Sharon show.
Me and her was having a conversation. I patiently wait till she get a full thought out.
You're not the only two people on the panel, sir.
Like we're not seeing what is happening.
You're not the only two people on the panel, sir.
I know, but she said she wanted to address,
but not here.
But it wasn't about if I feel like
you're not the only two people.
Dude, there's more than just you on the panel trying to have a convo, Sharon.
May I comment?
So Rogie, wasn't you addressing me, and should I have the right to respond to her?
Yo, y'all, give the baby his bottle. Let the nigga.
Yes.
Right. May I comment?
Stop whining.
Yes.
How the fuck am I whining?
Because you said everything you said, then she countered what you had to say. What else is there for you to respond to? She responded to what you already said. So you're gonna repeat the same shit you already said again? Because you're not gonna say nothing different.
Repeat it 3 more times.
You're not gonna say nothing different.
Okay.
So move the shit around. It's a full panel. This ain't your shit. Stop bitching.
How the fuck am I? So hold on. Can
Tierney's here?
Because I'm not the host, right? I don't want to overstep my boundary.
You don't matter. Angry man trying to say something.
Hey, Selling Rod, am I overstepping my boundary? I need to know because I'm not sure if
No.
I am. I don't.
No.
You're not overstepping your boundary. But let me just say this really quick, right? The back and forth between you and Angry Man happened. There was an interjection with a few people, right? So there's a couple of times you couldn't finish your statement, but in the midst of you making your multiple statements, you repeated the same thing over and over. So all of those could have been wrapped up into one, respectfully, right? So then Raw jumps in to counter what it is that you said. Now, I am not going to go along with the affirmation, and yes, I just used that word, the affirmation that you were going to repeat what you said, but it is other people on the panel. So I'm not taking away from your position to be able to speak, but you also have to understand it's other people on the panel as well. So respectfully, AM was jumping in, Tierney tried to jump in, Fantastic jump in and pretty much clear up the dissidence that was going on. But Raw did say something to you. But at the same time, are you going to repeat what you previously said, or are you going to counter directly what she said? That's my question to you.
Yeah, I was gonna rebuttal what she said.
Okay, go ahead. You can rebuttal, and then Angry Man, and then you got it.
Okay.
Hold on, Tyranny, not you. First Sharon, and then
Oh, my
Angry.
bad.
This is crazy. Oh my goodness. But I don't understand what the issues are. I'm just trying to get my thought out, right? So with this whole, you know what? Y'all got it.
Go ahead, Angry Man.
No, let me say something real quick, big brother, please.
Baby.
I'm just gonna say this real quick, and
Hurry
then
up.
I have to go do something anyway, so I'll be back.
I know.
Listen, Cellulite Podcast started this show to have the conversation. Now, when there was a 20 versus 1 and everybody was trying to call him a coon for his ideology, nobody had anything to say. It was like, oh my God, yeah, you're right. Fuck angry man, fuck angry man, fuck angry man. So now that Sharon is over here and he's spinning his point of view and there's pushback to it, is somebody always treats somebody that way? Like, this is a problem in the African-American community. Sharon, I'm not referencing you. I'm referencing,
you,
your
Sharon.
constituents in the chat. So we did not send out a personalized monogram invitations for anybody to be here. Everybody is free to leave if they feel that they are being offended and they no longer want to participate in the conversation. Like, y'all got the game fucked up. The content is what it is, and everybody is having similar conversations. You don't have to be nowhere you don't want to be. Like, let's stop behaving like children. This is legal definitions of the law. All of you have children, so you should be able to recognize the learning lessons from this, what we need to be teaching our children how to protect themselves so they don't have to go through this legal process. What is your rights and what is not your rights? Y'all want to turn this into anything else but, because y'all are really low IQ when it comes right down to it. How come we can't have an adult conversation in this community? It's utterly disgusting. And I'll be back. Bye, y'all.
Because of niggardry.
Ooh, why she want to
And
leave?
so what I want to say is this: with the whole provocation part, right? We could reasonably say that that man, Austin Metcalf, he could have gave bodily harm to Carmelo Anthony. He could possibly put that person in a concussion. He has the size, the build, the football experience to hurt that young man. And under Texas, you can use this type of force against that. Yes, that's standing your ground. Bodily
The law does not operate based off of what could have happened.
Right. Yes. So in Texas, what I'm saying, in case law in Texas, they was able to prove that they was able to use deadly force because they got a concussion. So therefore,
he didn't get a concussion. He didn't get a concussion.
Right. So
you can't use that.
So, right.
So why are we sitting here acting like the captain of hold on? Now acting like the captain of the football team, a strong safety who's used to going up against people bigger than him, isn't already used to that. Quit acting like this dude was some frail little kid.
So now we are saying, so now we understand, right? So now we can say that person is reasonable to use that kind of force.
No, you can't. He's saying
it's
just
in the law. It's not my opinion.
It's not. Hold
on.
It needs to be a proportionate
It's crazy that you think a strong safety that was a captain is too weak to defend himself against somebody a little bigger than him. This is absolutely absurd. The dude played football, for crying out loud.
So the point, Angry Snowman's point, right? Exactly. That's what I've been keep telling y'all. For one, the dude is not 130 pounds. I know y'all saw him walk out of that courtroom. That is not 130 pound fucking boy. Okay, he has a max preps thing. He's a senior now. I don't know how they got those stats, but his senior profile for his football max preps fucking what's his name? He's 5'11", 160 pounds. Okay, with the eye test, we all know that boy is not no fucking 130 pounds. Seeing him walk outside the courtroom. Okay, all right. So it's not what y'all are saying anymore, where it's 5'9" and people lied and said that Austin was 6'2", 225. No, he's 6 foot, 200 pounds. The size difference is not going to stand. Okay. That will be a horrible defense. Like Angry Snowman said, he's a football player for multiple years. Is violent, incredibly violent. He's used to force. So saying that a push from a football player that violently throws his body into people for wreck is not going to stand to where I felt for my life. I feared for my life because I was pushed.
But in Texas,
again, hold on. I'm gonna wrap it up. He said with his testimony, his statement he gave to the police, non-motherfucking question. He volunteered his information. He touched me. I defended myself. Okay? That's what he said. He didn't say punched. He didn't say they. He said he touched me. I defended myself. We keep telling you, we've read the statute. Okay, proportionality. Texas go by proportionality. You have had several judges and several attorneys say this is going to be a very hard self-defense case to prove. Black at that.
Exactly.
All right. So why are you running around in a circle with, oh, he could have had a concussion? Shoulda, coulda, woulda, don't work in the fucking courtroom. All right. He's alive and well. He was not injured. He didn't even have a scratch.
You missed what I was saying. You missed what I was saying. Hold on. You missed what I was saying with the concussion part. You missed it. So with
Sharon, hold on, Sharon, because Angry Man was supposed to go after you, but fantastic cut in. So 1 second, just hold that, Sharon. Go ahead.
And then Tierney, motherfuckers.
Hold on, Tierney. Is you retrieving? Go ahead, Angry Man.
So here's the thing. Number one, there's a method to my madness. You just proved to me a second ago, Sharon, that in your mind this is about race because you said if I want to protect white people. However, when I discussed this situation a couple of nights ago, when homeboy, I forgot his name, K. Crummy came on my show. He's a district attorney. Crumbly, excuse me, K. Crumbly, my bad. Crumbly came on my show. He's a district attorney. We went over the law. We literally went over the law. My position has absolutely nothing to do with race, despite what you and everybody on the 20v1 thought. It's about the law. I know how difficult it is to win a self-defense case when one person has a weapon and the other person doesn't have a weapon, and the person without the weapon loses his life. Regardless of whether you in Texas or not, that is a difficult case to win in a self-defense defense. It's hard. It's hard. This is the whole reason. I said this before and I'm gonna say it again. This is the whole reason why you have Second Amendment lawyers. Okay. Number one, in Texas, because y'all keep wanting to bring up Texas, y'all keep trying to apply the stand your ground law. Y'all keep trying to apply. Somebody even tried to apply the castle law. Like y'all are conflating shit. In Texas, when two people get into an altercation, if you, as a person, assault someone with physical force, right? If you match that physical force, that's just going to be an altercation. But if you multiply that physical force to something ridiculous, like let's say you pick up a bat, ow, or you take a knife, stab you, or gun and shoot, that is not, you have escalated that into something else. You're going to have a hard time proving self-defense in that situation.
Okay, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Because I live in Texas. Oh, and if it's self-defense, it's self-defense.
You're a lawyer.
Texas don't give a damn. Look, if you came and you pushed me and I defended myself, okay, I got it. And a lawyer will easily argue that, hey, it was self-defense. Now, this Caucasian boy, y'all telling me, no, I live here, been here 36 years, almost 40.
You've been a lawyer for 36 years, Tyranny?
Nigga, what? You not a lawyer.
Okay, so
but I had a lawyer on my damn show, you asshole. I had a district attorney on my show that broke it down.
Okay, so this
lawyers lose cases all the time.
You ain't a lawyer either.
That's as dumb as you are.
You ain't a lawyer either, big head ass nigga.
Calm down. It's okay.
I'd rather have a big head than a dyed beard.
Okay.
Big
hey, come on,
I'd rather have a dyed beard than a blouse on, nigga.
Angry Man.
At least my teeth is straight.
Tierney, let them go.
Fucking ass
Tierney, let them go.
At least I don't have to have a goddamn hat. I ain't afraid to take my goddamn hat off.
The cat's fight.
Okay, you guys calm down.
All right, hold on, wait, Tierney, hold up. I gotta read the money. It's money on it.
Y'all cutting me off. Lord. Being black and being a woman? Hell no.
All right, so it's money on the floor. Owen Supreme with $10 says Austin Metcalf have his bro with him created a force multiplier under Texas law.
No, this is right.
Y'all not wait, let me know. Do y'all not? Austin Metcalf have his bro with him created a force multiplier under Texas law. So Karmelo using a knife in self-defense is justified. Hunter saying they were one person in the TV interview. See, you know what? Let me reach out to Andrew Bronco. Give me a second. Y'all got it. Oh, wait, it's another super chat. Give me a second, because apparently we need an actual lawyer on the fucking stream. Aaron L with $5 says, how do we discuss order of events when don't know the full conversation? We also don't know the biases of the witnesses either. Video is needed. You're proving a point, Aaron L. You're proving a point, and you just don't know it yet, but it's going to come out. And also, LA Project with the $1.99 for the show, Fire Show. Appreciate you. Who just sent another super chat? Hold on. Marcus Antonio Castillo with $2 says, a stabbing don't equate a shove. Melo's team down bad. Exactly. They still haven't figured that out yet, even though we read it multiple times. That according to the case law in Hamal versus State, and also the McCleary case, that Texas themselves have said that that deadly force should not be used when physical force has been applied. That's in the Texas case law. Sorry. But really quick, yes, make sure you hit the like button and support your content creators platforms. Who was just going? Angry Man and
no, Tyranny was going, and they cut me off with an argument.
No, you cut Angry Man off.
Absolutely not. Angry Man was arguing.
Hold on. It was Tyranny. She was talking, and then Angry Man and her was going back and forth real quick. That's what happened.
Okay,
Come
cool.
on now.
Go ahead.
Y'all know Tyranny's. I'm fair. Okay. Now look, like I stated, Texas.
You're fair.
I am absolutely fair. Okay, I am absolutely fair.
Do that again, Sharon. You're fair.
Okay, so like I stated, first off, in Texas, it's white first, everything after. Now, when you are self-defending yourself, a lawyer can prove that in court, and you got it. You got it. Simple. Even if he said, touch me and see what I'll do, that didn't necessarily mean he was going to stab or shoot the boy, but that was just letting him know, hey, don't touch me. In other words, don't touch me. But you put your hands on someone, like I said on your podcast before, I teach my children to not to bully because anything can happen. You teach your kids not to bully because anything can happen. This kid was bullying someone else's kid. You cannot get upset about the result.
Where's the proof?
It's an easy proven case.
Where's the proof?
Boy walked up to him and started bullying him.
Where's the proof?
You'll see that in court. And thank God.
Okay, so now we're going off affirmations. Wait. So now we're just going off affirmations. Is there any recorded? Wait. Is there any recorded? Is there any recorded statement by anyone that it was bullying going on at the track meet?
You'll see that.
Okay, so wait. So it's not hold on. So wait, no, because I cannot deal with now what's going to maybe happen in the future.
So this is what's disingenuous.
It's not this. No, what's disingenuous is that saying that we should wait for something, but we should be following what's going on right now according to what's going on with people's emotions.
Right.
This is why I'm talking. Wait, hold on. This is why I'm talking about people are putting out misinformation. They expect you to just follow them just because it's some emotional anecdotal experience that everyone wants to trauma bond off of. No one nowhere has said on any reported document that there was bullying going on at the damn track meet. Fantastic said it. Angry Man said it. Snowman said it. Everyone has read. Wait, hold on. Everyone has read the same police report. Everyone has read the same police report. There was not one mention of bullying going on. So where are you getting that? Are you talking about from anecdotal experience, or are you talking about from an assumption? If
I answer your question, am I going to be able to finish?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, I would like to finish.
Sure.
Okay, because Tillman had a motherfucking police report. Was that motherfucker right?
Who was Tillman?
Let me finish.
Who was Tillman?
These fucking white people that kill these black people wrote
Who was Tillman?
What the fuck did...
And then y'all sit here talking about wasn't on the police report.
Who is Tillman?
Yeah, we don't even know who you're referencing. You're not listening.
With each other.
Who is Tillman?
Everything. I'm not done, you guys.
Who is Tillman?
Tillman is.
She's talking about Pat Tillman.
No, I'm talking about motherfucking Texas. Let's hop on a motherfucking horse and be real with this shit. I'm sick of caucus people being able to do what the fuck caucus people do, and y'all sitting there acting like
just say that though. That's what I'm saying. Stop
Yeah,
hiding behind like
I respect that more.
Say that. Yeah.
I'm not done. You white people, y'all know what y'all do, and y'all do what y'all do every time. Then you put your propaganda on.
So it's about race. Okay, thank you. No, wait. Now, wait, hold on. Wait. We have a white man. We have a white man on the panel. Any issues that you have a white man, he's right there. She's talking about now. It's about race, then, right?
Hey,
in Texas, it is about race. In Texas, it's about fucking race. And if y'all don't understand that, you don't know goddamn shit.
God, I hope you don't have kids because they're ruined. They're ruined if you have kids.
Mississippi in the South, it's only about race. I'm talking about Emmett Till.
Yeah, I know she's about Emmett Till. Go ahead,
race. You're not going to tell me that it's not about race. It's always been about race. That's where Juneteenth come from. That you niggas don't understand. Everybody else is free, and we were the only one that's still slaves. Now,
and Sharon nodded along the whole time. That's what we were trying to get you to say. It's about race.
Stop her rant for a second.
Yeah, this is a tad bit ridiculous because this woman just going to go and go and go.
That's a really long way to
anything she says matters because all she's doing is being a black racist.
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga.
Ooh, that brother's floating in the air. How could his hands do this? Oh, someone get him out the air.
Shout out to Charles for the $20 on a Cash App to get Tyranny up out of here. Tyranny, you got 20 minutes. If you want to come back, you can hit the Cash App, or you could just wait out the 20 minutes. It is entirely up to you. Now, I don't know why the fuck we're talking about Emmett Till. What the hell does Emmett Till have to do with this?
And Juneteenth. So let me.
I was Till 450 years. You know, the transatlantic slave trade. You know, all that shit. We was kings.
And Texas, the only thing that succeeded during the Civil War.
Yo, y'all be. I ain't gonna hold you. Nah, it's all good, man.
Yeah, but hold on. Let's not go that far. So let me say.
I just know if this was in the real world, like we would have had a completely different conversation.
Yeah. I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. So let's
DJ Witch Doctor on that nigga shit. We would have whooped y'all tails.
Well, yeah. Hold on. We don't need that. So let me ask this. Well, I was gonna ask Tyranny this question, right? Because everybody keeps bringing up this excuse to teach your children to keep their hands to themselves. If he just would have kept his hands to themselves, why do y'all keep saying this elementary ass bullshit? People are taught. Everybody, the majority of people are taught to keep their hands to themselves. But again, there's a fight going on somewhere right now. Okay, everywhere, every day is a fucking fight. Tyranny has multiple children. I'm pretty sure Tyranny's kids, anybody that has multiple kids, got in a fight. So I ask you this question. So your kid gets in a fight with your own kid, even though you taught them both to keep their hands to yourself. Now your other kid goes and grabs a knife out of the fucking drawer and stabs him to death. It's okay, right? That's your logic. Say yes. Please say yes. And this is a chat. Can we do some chat participation, brother? Say you like.
Yeah.
If your child pushed your child, and what the other child that was pushed went and got a knife and stabbed him to death, by y'all's logic, you'll be okay with it. Just bury your child because your other child should have kept their hands to themselves in the first place. This is the simple ass logic you dumbass niggas are using. This shit is ridiculous, bro. This shit is beyond fucking, like, I can't even imagine this shit.
So the reason why it's not the same logic, fantastic.
Please explain it, brother. Go.
Yeah. So it's because the familiarity in it. So when you fighting somebody that you know and it's somebody as your sibling, you're not looking as the person that's trying to cause a bodily harm. Y'all just having a fight. I'm promise you, I'm not going to be wrong.
I get it now.
Since you're horrible, I'm going to finish because you clearly can't listen. So I'm going to say it again. Okay, I'm going to tell you again. I didn't say we fuck familiarity. They're brother and sister. That's why I set the fucking scenario up like I set it up. One of your children kills the other fucking children despite familiarity. Go from there. Thank you.
Excuse me. Let me just say this real quick because I did come up here. I was trying to catch up with Tyranny. So here's how self-defense would apply, right? And this boy would go free in this case. Austin pushed him, punched him, or whatever. And he pushed or punched Austin, and Austin fell back and struck his head on the bleachers and then had a loss of life. self-defense would apply because it would be equal force. But at the point that he pulled the weapon, it is not equal force. But I want to thank Tyranny for coming up here and saying the quiet part out loud. In Texas, it is about race. So therefore, the whole entire world has made this case about Texas. Because low-key, what y'all are saying is you feel like the young man is not going to get a fair shake because he's black in Texas. And that is clouding your judgment, and it's revealing your bias to the fact that, shit, he's just fucking guilty. He admitted it to the police. He said he did it. And they have body cam footage of him saying that he did it. This is a linchpin in a case.
So wait a minute, Raw. I got a question to ask you.
Sure.
So you mean to tell me that this entire time I was right about these niggas only defending him because he's black and they think this is a racial issue?
Yes.
Absolutely, because what I've heard, and I've been listening with unbiased ears, right? When people are defending this, someone or another, they work race into it. They're trying to make it seem as if these boys are bullying them. And the fact remains is this. We can have all the conjecture we want. We can make all the assessments that we would like to make. But what is extrapolated from the documents that are able to be read and observed is that there was no bullying. There was one person, it was a one-on-one. Austin versus Karmelo. Karmelo for the win, I guess, with the stabby stab, poke. That's it. And that is all. And unfortunately, if Karmelo didn't kill Austin, we could have his testimony and his version of events.
And also, we cannot. I think the problem also when we hearing the word bully, we thinking that it's something for. I read it. I think it's something that we think that's prolonged. Even if me and Fantastic was in the same place and he's being extra aggressive to me, and I'm being coward, and I'm being submissive to the brother, that is still him bullying me, right? Even though I don't know him. You know what I meant. Fantastic. Jesus. And what I'm saying is that, so like, even though me and him don't know each other, right? It doesn't matter that. So if he's towering over me, that still would be considered bullying. We don't have to know each other for a long period of time for it to be ongoing bullying. Bullying can be in the moment as well. Amber L with the $10. The police report is only as reliable as the witness interview. It is not a fact on either side. Let's stop acting. It's absolute fact, and environment matters if he's surrounded or intimidated.
Right, but it's still better. It's still orders of magnitude better than evidence that doesn't exist at all.
We've only had 3 witness testimonies. And we still have almost 40 to go.
Also, the witness testimonies is only for the ones that is for the prosecution side. We did not hear the other testimony that's going to say anything that's opposite.
I didn't say that. I said out of the we only were able to get 3 because of the time frame.
Wait a minute.
So you mean to tell me?
Raw, your signal is terrible, baby. I'll come back in. All right, come back when you come on. All right.
What I was saying is we've only had 3 witness testimonies so far because of the urgency for them to put out the police report. There are 40 more witness statements.
No, that's not true.
Time
out. Hold up. Murder One, read the super chat.
All right, hold on 1 second here.
Because
my glasses, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, Tootie Bud with 199 says excuses are like cocks, always, and you always us in someone's mouth. Exactly. Angry Man, go ahead.
To Will and to everybody in the chat, what y'all just witnessed didn't really happen.
I know, right?
It never happens, right? Never happens. You feel what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So what you Negro peons are trying to tell me is that because of the fact that witnesses could possibly lie in their statement, that we should ignore witness statements for speculation.
You good there? I don't want to. So what I'm saying is that when you those police reports, it is for the prosecutor. So all the ones that is opposite of, say, if they have contradicted, one person sees it opposite of what is pushed out, that is not going to be in the police report because they are pushing it out there for the prosecutor.
But right now, what you're saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you're implying that the police officer is writing the report in a biased manner. So you're proposing
yes
that he's writing the police report in a manner which goes against the black boy. Why? Because he's black?
No, he's represented it in that manner because it's good for the prosecutor, so he could put up the Trump charges. This is how they get the Trump charges. And so now the other side, this is when the other side, when they get their information, and this is how they get their back and forth. The prosecutor say, this is my side of the argument, right? That is presented. And then the defendant, he gonna say, this. What about this part that this eyewitness said this and this and that?
So all your sources are just I made it up?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
hold on, American Nacho. Angry man, go ahead, because I think you about to say what the hell I was about to say.
Bro, first of all, a police officer is not an officer of the court. Okay, police officers have been used as witnesses for certain situations, not just for the prosecution, but also for the defense. There has been police testimony that has gotten people off that were part of the defense. You realize that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You realize that there are police reports that have helped exonerate people based on witness testimony that the police officers took at the time. So where is this thought process coming from that the police are going to write a report to help the prosecution win a case?
Because that's what normally happens within the cases, right? So we're talking about it's nothing 100% absolute. Of course, there's going to be versions of the other one. However, when they are doing the prosecution, right, they're going to say, hey, this is the reason why we are locking this person up. And
Discovery.
These are the charges.
It's called discovery. That's
right. And then so the other, and then when they have all of the witnesses, because they confiscated about like 40 different phones, and I believe they interviewed about like 30 different people. However, what we've seen is that it's only about 5 different witnesses on the police report right now, is because the other side's going to get their chance in court to argue their point of view with the other witnesses.
But here's the stopgap. Hold on, wait, hold on, American Nacho, 1 second, because I know you got something good to say. Hold on, Angry Man first, and then Nacho. Go ahead, Angry Man.
I'm gonna say this, and then y'all can have it. I ain't gonna try to take over back and forth with me and him. There's only one problem with that entire assessment. It really doesn't even matter what the police report says and what the witness reports say, because he confessed.
Correct. That's all I was trying to say. He confessed.
He only confessed to stabbing him, though, right? Right. So that's
that's not what happened, Sharon. Hold on, let me break in for a second. Hold on, let me break in for a second. That's not what happened. When the school resource officer was first notified of the
Angry Man, what are you saying? He's
Angry Man, take over for a second.
Yeah, what are you saying that he confessed to?
What he said, the school resource officer said something about allegedly, if I remember correctly, and he said to the officer, "It wasn't no allegedly. I did it."
Yeah, I did it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Fantastic.
No. So not only that, Angry Man, he then compounded it with he put his hands on me and I defended myself. So he admitted to it twice. And furthermore, everybody keeps talking about this thing as to where, the police are just going to automatically, bro. Everybody's bringing up this white boy case. My bad. Go ahead, Sel.
Hold on, because Raw was trying to tap in through the StreamYard, but it wasn't working. Baby, go ahead, try it.
Okay, so this is the thing. The purpose of police reports is to get statements that is fresh in everybody's mind and recollection. It is not for the prosecution, nor is it for the defense. It is just a true accountant of what happened at the scene of the crime while the crime is fresh in everybody's mind. So nobody has cognitive dissonance and starts remembering things in a different order of events. And the truth is told, there is a whole bunch of students listed in that police report that are witnesses to this crime, as well as got their phones confiscated. So I'm sorry, anybody thinking that the police reports are just in defense of the prosecution is they're a little bit off in their assessment of that.
And then in addition to that, when just like Ross said, they're taking witness statements in the heat of the moment for people to tell what they saw, what their eyewitness account was. But that doesn't mean they're going to take every last one of those accounts and say, oh, this is fact. The investigators are going to cross-reference to see where the truth is based on the similarities in the statements. They're not just going to take it as, oh, this is what definitely happened. No, they're going to look at all of it and say, okay, that's the whole point of detectives. That's the whole point of investigations.
And can I just
really quick? So, just 1 second, because Fantastic was saying something. I cut him off. Go ahead, Fantastic.
So everybody's using the case of the white boy. I forget what his name is that killed a Hispanic kid.
Oh no,
Texas. Casey something, right? So the thing they don't mention though is that same year, 2022, a black man wasn't even charged by killing a police officer during a non-knock warrant. Okay. So this whole idea, and even furthermore, for you all people that black people don't get no chance, the largest population of black people live in Texas. Okay, that's facts. All right. So this ideology that the black man ain't getting a good motherfucking deal in Texas and they're all racist and Juneteenth and all this other shit, y'all are proving the fuck we talking about. You niggas always go back to racism and the black man can't get no fair shake and all this other shit. Niggas literally get away with murder every day. There's niggas convicted every day. There's niggas that are found not guilty every day. Again, we're talking about the facts of the case as we know them. Apparently, allegedly, there's video evidence that they're withholding for whatever reason. If it was anything that they had that was going to show that, it was just this jumping that happened and anything to fucking prove that Karmelo truly acted in self-defense, that shit would have been out long ago. That's just my opinion, my take.
Okay, now really quick, to Angry Man's point, to Raw's point, and American Nacho. First of all, I need everyone to understand something. 16 live streams over averaging between 8 to 12 hours per live stream. Do you know what the purpose of getting a whole bunch of witness statements together? Because they have to cross-reference. They have to find out what's actually true and what is people making up, like as trying to fit a narrative or what it is that they think they saw. This is why cross-referencing is so important. In the case of Kyle Rittenhouse, you do understand that it was so many damn witnesses. That's why it took so long for that trial to happen, because they had to corroborate all of these different things and they had to cross-reference to all. Okay, what's true? Can we find this? This person said this. This person said that. We see this on the camera. This person said that it was blue outside. Well, we lived on the camera. It's black outside. So apparently this is something that they thought they remembered. So in the case of this is not just, police reports can be taken at face value, because guess what? I'm in agreement with you. They shouldn't be taken at face value. But they're a starting line to a long race. And what happens is, fuck it, I don't care. What happens is the kingdom of niggotry, they look at the starting line as the end of the race. You haven't even ran the fucking race yet. You have to get through all of the due diligence so you can get to the end, so that we, the people who was not there, can have a better understanding as to what happened. And the best account for all of this is video and audio. And it's even hard and disgusting for me to say that, because who's the oldest on the panel right now? Angry Man, I believe you the oldest. You on the panel. You seen the Rodney King video. What happened to those police officers?
They got exonerated, right?
All the niggas got off, even with video and audio. So it's either we gonna work through the due diligence, or we're gonna work through the due diligence and stop the bullshit, or we're just gonna say fuck due diligence and we're just gonna accept anything that people just come up with just because it sounds good, because speculation is more important than evidence and facts. That's what the problem is. Emotions have more value than actual facts. even if it's facts that is only on a minuscule level, the only facts we have right now is that Austin Metcalf is dead. We do know that it was Karmelo Anthony that stabbed him. We all in agreement on that. Now, what happened all in between there, it's only 3 people that know the true, honest thing that happened. That's Austin, God, and Karmelo. But one of them is dead. Another one is a spiritual being. So the only person's a witness account that we can go by that was actually one-on-one to this whole entire thing is Karmelo. But here's the thing. You have to get everyone's witness statement. Why? This is why due diligence is a real thing. Because people lie. If we go by Karmelo's only his perspective, he felt like he was being accosted and it was self-defense. If everybody used the term of self-defense, then everyone will walk away free. But that's the problem. We look in these cases where people claim self-defense and you find out that they were the aggressor. So let's go ahead and put a stop to the bullshit of the emotional facts that we're trying to apply to this and only stick to the facts that's in the case. American Macho, go ahead.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah,
I want to say this because this needs to be said. I didn't watch the 20v1, but I got an idea of what was being said.
Murder One needs to mute up. He has
already muted him.
And quick thing, Officer Diesel was trying to come up and shed some light from an officer perspective. That's the only person I'll give my seat up for because I got to take my dog out anyway. But I think he can get in the studio.
Okay. Oh shit. All right, I'm gonna drop you and I'm gonna kick you. So or just leave so Diesel could come up. Go ahead, Angry Man.
So here's the thing. Anybody that has watched me on YouTube and watched my content long enough would know that I would feel the same way about this if those roles were reversed. If that was Austin Metcalf that stabbed Karmelo in that same circumstance, I would say it's not self-defense.
Nah.
Look, you see what Sharon did?
Same here, boo.
Nah, you would say what that black man did. You would say what did that nigga do? That's what
we know. And you know how we know because he called Karmelo with a K a hooligan. That is crazy.
He is a hooligan.
What makes him a hooligan?
That's crazy.
Okay,
so you know
the man is full of ish right now.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Sharon, have you ever been a member of the Nation of Islam? Tyranny, have you ever been a member of the Nation of Islam?
I'm an Israelite.
Have you ever been a member of the Nation of Islam?
I'm better. I'm an Israelite.
I'm asking you.
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga.
Ooh, that brother's voting.
And Tyranny is out of there.
Anywhere is injustice everywhere. Yo, check this out. I'm not going to sit here and let you raggedy, trifling, ignorant ass niggas tell me, a man that was Fruit of Islam, an organization created for the sole purpose of the elevation of black people. You're not going to tell me shit about anything. Period, nigga.
American Nacho, go ahead.
You can make as many faces as you want to, nigga.
That was me that said that. I'm the one that made that statement. Mr. Murder. Am I sounding okay?
Yeah, you're good, but you got wind draft. American Nacho, you want to come off mute, make your statement, or you still got babies?
Yeah, I got my daughter with me.
Okay, no problem. I'll come back to you. Diesel TV, what's going on, G? What you're the lawman around here, so you give us your perspective.
I just want to ask Sharon a question. Isn't your cousin a police officer?
Damn.
Are you getting your? I mean, aren't you like if you're getting your information from him? There is no way he is a police officer. There's no way. Now he came on here and said he was the police. Now, if you're getting your information off of that man who says he's the police, he is feeding you the incorrect information, and that there's no way you can be getting that kind of information because that's not how law enforcement works. If the defense ever discovered that police withheld a statement from a felony, the whole case is dismissed. It's called discovery. Every piece of discovery in any felony that's charged, even if you write it on your hand, you have to Xerox it and put it in the case file for the prosecution. This is crazy. And you expect people to believe you when you speak?
So Diesel TV, you believe that we got all of the statements in the?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't believe you got all of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Because the investigation
so
is not
apologize.
done.
Now apologize.
No, the investigation is
police reports were biased.
What I'm saying is the information that we have right now is only one-sided. We do not have all of the reports of the other side.
No, it's not one-sided. That is not one-sided. We got it from the actual suspect. How is it one-sided? You got a statement from the actual suspect.
Literal confession.
You just said it yourself that we don't have all of the testimonies.
You see, also because
so therefore, what I'm saying is that as of right now, the ones that is pushed out to the media right now, what we have,
it's the initial police report.
The small facts that we have about that police, they did not give us every last one. Is what I'm saying. And right
they probably
now,
don't have everyone done. That's the point, Sharon. They don't have every one of them done. They got to get 40 of them, so they still got to get.
I think you arguing some, Matt. I think we actually saying the same thing.
I don't understand.
We do not have both. We don't have all of the reports.
No. Hold on, Sharon. You're going off of speculation. I'm going off of exactly what we actually have. That's what I'm saying. And what you're saying is, hold on. And what you're saying is, no, they got them. They're just not releasing them. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying we don't have the release of it because they did not release the official report. A reporter released it. Somebody else released the report that we are witnessing.
Time out. Edward B. Edward B.
Yo.
Edward B, this your first time on the panel?
Nah, this is my second time, but I don't want to interrupt him, man. I wanted to let Diesel finish because, bro, I live in Texas. I'm 33 years old. It ain't no situation where you're gonna stab somebody in a fist fight, bro, and be looked at or be trying to get any kind of innocence or victim mentality, bro.
Thank you.
So I'm real confused on what Sharon is talking about. I don't know where he from. I don't know if he ever lived down here. But bro, I'm gonna say this and drop. There is no situation where you're getting approached and they got nothing in their hands and y'all get into a fist fight and you stab dude. I've never seen it down here, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Austin, Texas. I'm out.
Appreciate you, big homie. Go ahead, Sharon. You was my bad. Go ahead.
Look,
he was on the phone call.
You wasn't even listening to him.
And here's the thing, right? Most of the states that I've lived in for the majority of my life has always been self-defense states. I know people that have been in self-defense situations. I know people that were in a self-defense situation and they still had to go to jail because of the circumstance. Okay? Trying to prove self-defense when you get into a physical altercation with somebody and you use a weapon and that person has nothing but their fists, that is a hard-ass self-defense case to win. Period. Point blank, period. Matter of fact, here in the state of North Carolina, it wasn't not too long ago, we didn't even have self-defense here, and they changed it a little bit. But even with the way they changed it, if somebody broke into my house and I took the gun out and I shot him, let's say I shot him and wounded him. Let's say they fell down, they incapacitated. I can't walk over there and then dump in them and finish them off. I can't do that. It don't even matter if they broke in my house.
Just like you can't shoot a person in their back that's fleeing from you.
I got a friend right now. In VA. He found out this dude was messing with his wife. He confronted him at a damn tire shop. They got into a scuffle and was fighting. The dude got up and ran away from my friend, and my friend shot him in the damn back. He's never coming home.
Yep.
Never. He's in prison right now. He's never coming home.
It's like if I went to the bar and I got into it with someone and they pushed me and I picked up a pool cue and smacked them upside the head and killed them. Guess what? Now I'm going to prison.
Hold up, everybody, really quick. If you are restreaming on your platform, if you need the link to paste in your chat, in case somebody wants to come up, it is one spot available. I did put the link in the back chat. Again, if y'all do get support on your channel, please let me know so we can stop the show and read the support for anyone's channel. I have no problem with that. I want everybody to get their money. I appreciate y'all for spending y'all time here. I want everybody to get their money. Really quick, Ed Money says, Sharon, well, it's a couple of super chats after the Angry Man's. So JC499 says, Brownsville is Ross dress for less security. Jesus Christ. Mayo Monkey with $5 says, comprehension failure. Ed Money with $1.99 says Sharon never listens. He waits for PH Diva and Cuz. Is that what that says, Cuz? I could be wrong. But anywho, yes. I want all of the content creators to get their support for spending time here. So make sure you are supporting your favorite content creator up here. So hit their Cash App or hit their Super Chat. Gentlemen, ladies, if y'all want to put your Cash App in my chat, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Get your money.
Will, I think this needs to be said because it's really important, and I'm pretty sure Diesel agrees with me, right? We up here having conversations about this, and I'm pretty sure nobody's giving any legal advice.
No.
However, I will say this. Can we get the facts straight on this? Because there's a lot of people in prison right now because they thought they was in their right for self-defense.
Correct.
There's a lot of people in prison right now because of that, bro. I'm telling you, I know dudes that's in prison right now. They thought they was in the right and they wasn't.
Yep. Correct. Really quick, Robert Patton did let me know that his super chat was not read. He said with $2, this simulcast is brought to you by Newport 100s. You forgot to put in the box. That's what you forgot to put, good sir. You can't advertise Newports if you're not gonna say in the box. All right, you gotta have Newports in the box. The 100s in the box, not the soft pack. All right, you gotta have them in the box. If you're gonna be on some nigga shit, you gotta make sure it is what it is. But anyway,
love breathing in that fiberglass, huh?
Hold up 1 second. I don't know whose channel this came from, but I'm gonna read it. Bridget M with $10 says, hang in there, Sharon. They are not experts. You know what, Bridget? You're absolutely right. We're not experts. We're not. But we can have a civil discourse when it comes to sticking with the facts and removing all emotion and stereotypicalness about whataboutisms and all this, that, and the other bullshit when we're talking about this.
Actually, I've been classified by the course as an expert.
You've been classified as a course by expert? Okay, so let me ask you a question. Okay, so you are classified by the course as an expert. So you can be called into the courtroom and you can give testimony as an expert.
Yeah, for firearms, though. For firearms.
Only for firearms, so not for self-defense.
No.
So your certification
a lot of my testimony has come from self-defense situations, yes, but it's dealing with the firearm.
But you're not trained in Texas law.
I'm not trained in what?
Texas law.
No. I'm in North Carolina.
Okay, so yeah, your testimony.
I'm just saying, I am an expert.
Your expertise is useless to what we're talking about.
Yeah,
pretty much. She said nobody was expert. I'm just saying.
So that's what you're doing.
He's not talking about baby oil right now. He have no idea what he talking about.
You're limiting the conversation to Texas. Is that what you're doing?
In all fairness, I'm not an expert in any of that, but I am an expert in niggerdom. I know why he is defending this bullshit. I am an expert in that. I know that.
Let's test that theory then, if we can.
Here we go.
And that's the thing. You don't got to be an expert to read through the evidence that we have.
I'm just
hold on, Beans. American Nacho has been quiet for a minute. Go ahead, American Nacho.
I was just gonna say, we don't have to be experts just to be able to read the basic law and read through the evidence that we have so far.
Okay,
even the baby don't like this situation.
Even the baby don't like this situation. All right, I'm gonna mute you up, American Nacho. Put that baby to sleep. All right. It seems like the legendary Angry Man and Beans podcast situations never come to a fucking end, but we're just gonna let it happen.
How you doing?
Comes
round one. Fight.
Pretty much.
It is. Narrative one.
What's going on, Dembe?
Fantastic. You seen? Wait. What show is that from again?
Blacklist.
You seen Blacklist? Fantastic.
I wish I could.
Yeah, what about it?
You know the black dude that be walking around Raymond Reddington? Tell me that this nigga Beans don't look like him. Tell me.
Dude, that shit ain't even right.
That's your brother. I don't care what nobody say, bro.
Look like that guy's his daddy and shit.
Beans, you know I still love you, man. Come on. I know you're gonna say I ain't shit.
Like what I said yesterday. I already knew.
I mean, y'all was having a serious conversation. Why does it become a joke now?
No, we can have a serious conversation. Go ahead. The floor is yours, sir.
It don't need to be mine. I'm just asking. Why make it a joke now? Keep it serious.
We keep it serious. What do you mean?
Okay, so with that being said, the question I asked was, is the conversation framed around Texas? Is it specifically about Texas?
Nah, me personally, we went over the Texas law, but I'm just speaking generally when it comes to court cases anywhere where it's a state where they have self-defense. There's a commonality, and usually that commonality is if you get attacked by somebody physically and they don't have a weapon and you have a weapon and you take their life, the assumption is that self-defense, but that's not always the case. That's a hard case.
So then you're having the what is conversation and not the ought conversation.
Yeah, basically.
So when do you have the ought conversation? And I'm not being facetious. I'm asking seriously.
I try not to have the ought conversation because I have to exist in the is.
Is that because you're black?
No, that's because I'm a man.
Well, the reason why I asked that is because I was thinking about that case when the white kid was driving, no license. I think he was high, drunk.
Can we talk about this case?
Yeah, we can. If you would like to try for a minute. And he crashed into a car, a van of people. 4 of them died. One of them was hospitalized for a long time. And they came up with this thing at that time called affluenza. Right? So they created this whole new strategy around this particular case, which he was able to use to get off. No jail time, just probation. So I'm saying, even if we can talk about what is, the conversation should be about what ought to be, though, right? Isn't that the deeper conversation?
So here's the thing with that, right? So number one, if I don't know the case you're talking about, but if there's a case where somebody took somebody's life and it wasn't justified and they shouldn't have did it, that is wrong. Now, you could say, well, it ought to be that somebody should do something about it. Right? But here's the thing. What should be done about it? Should we figure out a way to fix it so that things like that don't happen? Or do we just want niggas that do the same shit to get the same treatment? That's my question.
Right. So that means you are willing to have the art conversation, right?
Yeah, right now.
So look, can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
can I say something real quick? So Beans, on your situation, and I'm glad Angry Man said what he said, because I do the same thing. When it comes to any case that I talk about, I say either it will be a hard case to fight or something like that, because you do have to bring into the fact of the jury, right? Even though the law says what it says, you still have to count on a jury to go off the law and not their feelings, right? And a lot of juries have gone off their feelings instead of the law. So there's no definite on him being found guilty. I have never said that. I won't say that. Only thing I have said is it's going to be very hard for him to be found not guilty, right? It could still happen because the jury might feel some type of way. He might have a jury that might feel some type of way and they just can't even come to a decision, or they just find him not guilty. And I'm glad Angry Man, like I said, I'm glad Angry Man said this will be a hard fought case because of that reason.
So let me ask you this question, Diesel. Why is Zimmerman still free?
Here we go.
Because the jury didn't find him guilty.
When are we going to talk about this case?
Damn,
that's the only reason Zimmerman is free is because a jury found him not guilty.
So
that's why anybody
goes. Should have been found guilty.
From what I understand and what I read from the law, I feel like he should have been found guilty. But again, we're going off of two different states, and there could be a defense attorney that could find a loophole, right? So that's why a lot of these laws get changed every year, because there are so many loopholes that these defense attorneys come up with, right?
Right, and so, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because I want the slow people to understand. That's why you ask those kind of questions, right? It's because you're trying to understand, well, what's possible? What are we looking at? What is it exactly that we should be expecting? What do we know? What don't we know? Because according to what was stated, as far as even if a person is attacking you and they don't have a weapon and you use a weapon, you're going to jail. I can rewind the tape. That was said no less than 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. You're totally right. But that's just
so then I bring up a case where we know the other person didn't have a weapon, and then slow people are like, well, what does that matter? Well, that's why it matters. Because if we can show evidence that this person had this same similar kind of case where there was some sort of scuffle and the other person didn't have a weapon and they're still free. How do we explain that?
Yeah, but
so this is the thing.
But you said it was based on a jury, so I understand that part.
Yeah, right. So this is the hold on one second, fantastic. So this is the thing about it. I've seen cases where somebody has deleted another person that didn't have a weapon with a firearm, but they were over them, constantly punching them, and they were on the brink of losing consciousness, right? So they articulated that to the jury, and that found him not guilty, right? But then again, you always have a jury, so there's no open and shut case. Like I told Sharon earlier. I mean, like I've been saying, you can only go off the facts that you actually know right now, right? Everybody's coming up with, well, he was being intimidated. He was this. He was that. There's nothing in the case or in the report that we have right now that is saying that. My mind could be changed 2 weeks from now if something new comes out and it says something different from what I know right now, right? And I'm open to that. But as far as what we know right now, the case is not finished and they're still doing some investigation, getting witness statements and all that stuff. It could still, the outcome could be different from what we are saying right now.
And George Zimmerman, by the way, was charged with second-degree murder. So he was charged with an appropriate charge. So if that is your one-to-one, that you're a little bit thrown, because it stands to reason that even in a self-defense case, the first second-degree murder is an appropriate charge, and it's up to defense counsel to mitigate the case in order to get their defendant acquitted or get the charges dismissed or pled down.
Right. So Beans, shout out to you, brother. So this is what I'm saying. Everybody keeps trying to compare cases. You feel me? But no one is considering cases that were never even had or heard. So I just brought up a case and I just Googled this and just researched this because I just learned about the case where the white boy killed a Hispanic kid, and a lot of people are using that as proof as to why this case should be adjudicated as that case. No two cases are the same. You know what I'm saying? So when you do that, even though there's precedents, I understand that there's legal precedents. A lot of times it's still not the same situation where it's a one-to-one situation. Okay. So furthermore, if we're just going to say, okay, well, this case had this result and this case had that result, it's literally cases in the same state, but possibly more likely different counties or different jurisdictions where you have very, very similar situations, but different outcomes. Because at the end of the day, unless it's heard by a judge, you know what I'm saying? Most cases are going to be heard by a jury. It's up to the jury. And it's up to the job that the prosecution, how good of a job the prosecution did, or how bad of a job the prosecution did, how good of a job the defense did, or how bad of a job the defense did. You feel me? So doing that, I feel you. It's logical, but it doesn't fully encapsulate the argument, because the other possibility is, what about all the cases that were never even heard? Like I said, it's been cases where police were, killed and trying to. I'm sorry, my bad. So
you can say, listen, my platform is completely wide open. Y'all can say whatever. Just make sure y'all support the show, because I know this show is not going to get greened.
Excuse me. One moment. Fantastic. Hold on. For those in the chat that say I don't know what I'm talking about, this is from the court case file of George Zimmerman, State of Florida versus George Zimmerman, affidavit of probable cause for second-degree murder. Who's talking just to be talking is you all in the chat. Y'all be typing and y'all need to use your Google fingers and get in the internet and start looking up case law. Stupid.
So you're saying that because the charge is different, the outcome can be different. But I'm just addressing what was said on the panel, right? Which is we tend to say things in blanket statements, right? We all are guilty of this. But that's what I'm saying. If the statement is made, well, if somebody is attacking you and they don't have a weapon and you have a weapon and you use it, you're going to jail and you're never coming home. Well, then I would just like to challenge that and say, well, what about this particular case? Now we can say, yo, but it's context to it. Well, then you can't just make the blanket statement that if they don't have a
value, that's
going to jail, right?
But on face value, Beans, on face value, that is exactly what it is, right? On face value, that is exactly what it is. If you use a weapon against somebody that is trying to just physically hurt you, it looks bad for you, right? Now, not knowing anything else, that's what we're saying. Now, of course, you got to know the whole story to find out if it's actually true or not, but just on face value. And I would like to say also, I don't think Fantastic was saying a different charge means a different outcome. No, you can have the exact same charge and have a different outcome.
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
Have different states.
Absolutely.
So no. What Bean said was a different same charge, different outcome. You can have the same charge, different outcome. The only thing that you're going to see a consistent outcome is the federal court system. That's pretty much the only system that you're going to see pretty much the same outcome for the same charge in the same. You know what I'm saying? But see, a lot of people don't understand also.
If you're talking about what I just said,
look at this.
I was responding to Rob B because she was highlighting that charge is different. So that charge from Zimmerman, you see, that's different. That's second degree. This kid is being charged with first degree, right?
But what I said was, it is appropriate to charge first and second degree murder in alleged self-defense cases, even when the victim does not have a weapon. That is the correlation. So you have people in the chat saying that a knife is not a weapon. A knife is not a weapon, Beans?
No, a knife is yes, a knife is a weapon.
Oh, okay, because someone in the chat just said that a pocket knife is not a weapon.
Unless these motherfuckers
it's not a weapon, it's a tool. It can be
used
as a weapon.
Wait. Unless these motherfuckers in the chat is paying, we're not about to keep responding to people in the chat unless they're actually saying something that's indicative to the goddamn conversation. I don't care if motherfuckers in the chat is saying that a knife is not a weapon. We all know that a knife is a tool, but it can be used as a weapon. So it can be classified as a weapon.
A hammer is a tool. You use it to bash somebody's skull in, then it's a weapon.
Exactly. Hey, listen.
A knife is not a tool.
But we just got to be careful how we use it, right? So because a tool can be used as a weapon, but it's not considered a weapon.
A knife is not a tool.
It is a tool.
It's a cutlery.
A pocket knife will be considered a tool because you could use it to.
The moment you take someone's life with it, it is a weapon.
It is a weapon. It is a weapon.
Right, but that's the semantics.
Right. I'm talking about what it's used.
No, he's saying the same thing. He's just saying saying if it is what it is, let's call it what it is. But when it's used a certain way, then it is that.
Okay, so in this case, it's a weapon. In this case that we're talking about, it's a weapon. Okay, so
especially because it was concealed. Especially because it was concealed. A pocket knife, when concealed, is deemed a weapon.
Fine. But again, my question is this is what I'm trying to understand, right? Yo explained it a little bit, Diesel, Angry Man, with his story about his friend. But that's what I'm saying. If we comb through it, how many more cases, especially when it comes to guns, right, are we gonna see of people shooting somebody and it being what is the one that the police use all the time? My life was in danger, imminent threat, whatever that phrase is, right? How many more cases of that we will see where the people got off? And then you can say that the context of the case is different, but how different can it be? I thought my life was in danger. I used the weapon. What more context do you need besides that?
Okay, before we go any further, before we go any further, because there's been a lot of support and we have not been paying any attention to the money.
That's a fact. Thanks to everybody that's been supporting too, man. We greatly appreciate it.
I don't know who been getting cash apps. If anybody up here got a cash app, let me know. But right now,
I did. Shout out to Stanley Cross for sending me that $5 cash app you sent me earlier, man. I just noticed it, so thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Got you. And Fantastic dropped off. Appreciate you stopping by, Fantastic. Really quick, Mayo Monkey says mentioning cases in the context is ignored and facts unknown. Make it make sense. That's a big problem, Mayo. Big Gears composition with the $5. Appreciate you for supporting the channel. Big Time says to podcast point in Chicago, that dude was smoked for attacking a mother in a chicken shack, and her son dropped a hammer on him. Dude was unarmed. That is true. C. Rich with the $10 says, been to trial twice. Second-degree murder is the most he can get. In Texas, is 2 to 20 years. Under sentencing guidelines, the most he can get is 11 years. He'll only do about 5 with good time and time cuts. Or I'm guessing that's supposed to be good behavior. Also, Mayo Monkey with another $10 says, TX10 Texas 1046 says weapons knife means any bladed hand instrument that is capable of inflicting serious bodily injury or death by cutting or stabbing a person with the instrument. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the motherfucking content. Now, let's go to
the video that
I'm about to get to it.
Just about to get into that.
I just want to let. I'm surprised because I wanted fan. He left already. So I just wanted to watch it on his own if he could, so he could hear Austin. Hear Hunter himself say he spoke to Karmelo first.
All right. So the timestamp you gave me. Hold on. The timestamp you gave me was 420. So are you okay if I go back to like 420? Just because we're not. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Sal, I gotta run. I gotta run, Sal. I just wanted to come up here real quick and give some clarity. That's all.
Hey,
Diesel. Wait.
Use so much damn
Diesel.
baby oil next time, okay? I could smell it.
Use all the baby oil. Use all the Diddy oil. But Diesel, the last time somebody questioned me or thought I was wrong about some law shit, they had to kind of eat that shit, huh? I knew exactly what the fuck I was talking about in regards to the law.
I would say, Raw B, like you know what you're talking about. I mean, I would go as far as say as when it comes to the court systems and how things work, you probably would know more than me. Probably especially when it comes to like
you're making a mistake. You're making a mistake. Abort.
I mean,
You know what? Hold on. Because we ain't gonna do this. You out here giving me my flowers. We gonna let you give me my flowers.
All I'm saying is that, everything that you said, I can honestly say I did not agree with. I mean, I did not disagree with. I mean, even before, and I don't know if you're referring to if I questioned you or something, because I don't think I've questioned you on any kind of how law works or anything like that. But like even before, when every time I've heard you speak about the criminal justice system and all that stuff, it's been spot on. I mean, truthfully speaking, I don't see any problem with anything that you have said ever.
Well, thank you, because they know that you're a police officer. I tell them I have a degree in the subject matter. They don't believe that shit. So maybe hearing from an officer of the law, y'all want to stop playing in my face.
Robbie, I've been police for 20 years, and you still got people arguing with me about how things work in the system. And it's like, Sharon's got a cousin that's been in policing for 10, 15. I don't know how long you've been in police, but and it's crazy because the information that Sharon is given is just totally wrong. This is absolutely wrong. So
that's a lie. I'm telling the truth, the whole truth.
I know he's wrong, but that's okay.
I know for a fact that when they give you those police reports, it's skewed a certain way, and then next thing you know, your lawyer get it, and all of a sudden there's these other goddamn testimonies. I know for a fact.
You know what? I know what the real problem is. I've been dealing with all of you motherfuckers all day, and I ain't had a drink, and I need a big bottle, right? So I'm gonna need somebody to hit the cash app, because I need to go to the goddamn store and get a goddamn drink.
Hell, I'm out, man. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right, so Sharon, this is your video. This is your evidence. Give context before we watch, please.
Oh, wait. They say we ignored the super chat, though. Wait a minute. We gotta go back. Marcus Anthony Castillo. So you ignore him. It ain't here.
Oh, both white and black Americans went through due process. Appreciate you. Didn't I read that?
I don't know.
If I didn't, I'm sorry.
So this is so I just wanted to show this. This is when Hunter said himself that he was the one that approached Karmelo, and then his brother came and took over.
You're saying he said he approached him, right?
Huh?
You're saying that he said he approached him, right?
Right. So it's showing that it was just more than just one brother talking and in communication at this conflict.
All right, let's all give a listen and see what's being said. I did go back like 5 seconds, so the timestamp he gave was 4:24. I rewinded it back to like 4:20 because it's funny. And I don't even got the goddamn.
I'm saying we put our tent up so all the bleachers were right there were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with me, just brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more like higher intensity. And the kid said some like aggressive stuff, like reckless stuff. And also try to handle the problem. And
so where did he say
him
first?
Hold on, Angry Son, you're gonna say that you didn't hear that?
No, I heard him say that him and his brother came and sat down, and somebody said something behind him, and he said, "What's your name?" Nowhere near in there did he say that he approached them first. If anything, they said something to him first, and he spun around and responded to him.
No, that's not
accurate at all.
That's crazy.
Hold on, wait. I got the captions on.
Not what you? How did you guys hear something different?
Hold up, I got the captions on. We're gonna go back.
Ain't no way you could have heard that.
Hold on,
Bridget, hold on a second. Bridget M, don't tell them that. I don't got no man. Let these motherfuckers think whatever they want to think. I just kissed my man on camera while you over there jerking off your dick in the chat, bitch.
All right, so let's watch again. The captions is gonna show up right about. Y'all can't see my mouse.
Right.
The captions is gonna show up here. So it says this.
We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being,
What he said was that him and his brother sat down, and some kid behind them started talking, said something really out the way. Let me make sure I got this right. Hold on. I don't want nobody to say nothing. I got this.
He said something really aggressive.
Hold on. I got this. Give me a second.
Great. We come back. We sit down.
And
this kid
said
something behind me.
I've
never met this kid in my entire life.
I've never met this kid in my entire life.
Never knew who he was.
Don't know who he was.
Said something just inappropriate and
said something that was inappropriate.
Uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was.
Says
where was I misunderstood in what I heard then?
Clearly in everything. Because clearly
wait.
I would love to answer it.
But wait, because he's not finished, because this is the part where he says his brother then approached him, not him.
Right. Let me go back. Hold on. Let me get through it.
Said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life.
He said, I've never met this kid in my entire life.
I knew who he was.
Didn't know who he was.
Inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was.
Hold on, wait. He said something. He said something that was uncalled for.
And make sure we understand that he never said he was talking to them. He just said something.
There you go. Wait.
Around. So like that means Karmelo most likely wasn't talking to any of them. So let's make sure that's clear. We want to try to
be fair. That's fair.
Okay, I got that. So some kid said something behind him. He turned around and asked who he was. Now I got to go back.
Not even telling somebody to get up and leave.
That's what OG is here. Yeah, Ghost OG.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Really quick. OG Speed, come on camera, big dog. OG Speed.
His camera work just as slow as him.
OG Speed, what's up?
I will.
You don't have to come on camera, but I just want to make sure that that's you. That's you, right?
Yeah, that's him right there.
Damn. But as black as his goddamn
skin. Him clearly.
Okay, cool.
Give me a minute.
Okay, cool. Take your time because I've been waiting on you. I seen that shit that you were saying over there in Corey chat. I just want to holler at you. While you get your camera together, we'll get back to you.
Can I do an interlude while he's getting his camera together?
No, we can get back to this because this is more pertinent.
Okay.
So our stand, we put our tent up so all the bleachers were right there were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive.
Okay, so he turned around, asked him who he was, and the kid started getting really aggressive. We all got that part, right?
Mm-hmm.
My brother stepped in. He started doing, how he always does with me.
My brother stepped in.
There. So pause right there. So that's two people addressing Karmelo, correct?
He turned around and asked him what his name was. The boy started getting aggressive, so his brother stepped in.
Okay, so that's two people again. So that's two people. I just want to make sure we are understanding, so this way we are not just
two people talking to someone is a threat,
right? Let's be honest. So that means
two people engaging with someone is a threat.
It's two people.
Why don't you answer the damn question, dude?
So your point is that both the brothers said something to Karmelo. That's your point.
They are the one that first addressed Karmelo.
Okay.
He said it. He said it himself.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
For all we know, Karmelo was cheering about the goddamn track event. Hey, wrong, nigga, wrong. Some shit like that.
Okay, so when he turned around and asked him for his name, he said the boy got aggressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's
cool.
According to him. Of course, they
got so only one thing. So only one part of what he said. Wait, hold on. Wait. Only one
in agreement. Yes, Hunter said he was aggressive. We with you. Go ahead.
Hunter said he was aggressive.
Correct.
Incorrect. That's not what I said. Don't try to twist my words. Hunter said I turned around and I asked him his name. He said the kid got aggressive. That's what I said. Don't twist my words. Right. All right. So the kid got aggressive. The boy he was talking to, Karmelo, right? Okay. Just so we understand, I'll say it again. They sat down. The kid behind him was saying something crazy. He turned around and said, "Bro, who are you?" The boy started getting aggressive, and he said, "My brother stepped in." Okay. So now that we got that part,
yes,
because we're not about to twist words and say, "Oh, well, you said no." The brother stepped in to confront Karmelo.
Correct. Really?
My question is, when is there a two-person threat?
When he said it.
The two person says when Hunter first turned around and he was talking to him, and then Austin he jumped in and said, "Hey." Whatever they said back and forth.
So you're saying
wait, hold on, Snowman. Wait, hold on. So wait. According to his statement, I got a question. According to his statement, according to Hunter's statement, I'll go with that. According to Hunter's statement, who was the aggressor?
According to Hunter, Karmelo was aggressive.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you caught on to that. All right, now. Hunter, Karmelo was the aggressor. And when he started being aggressive, his brother stepped up. Continue.
Okay. And so, therefore, Austin started putting hands on him. He said, "Hey, don't do X." And we all know the rest of the story of what we got so far.
What is the rest of the story, Sharon?
We are all in agreement of the information that we have, right? So from that point on,
I don't think we agree on the information.
We cannot deny the fact that it was more than one person. So therefore, now that it's more than one person approaching him, now we can have an understanding that it's possible that that young man could have felt like his life was in danger.
Hold on for 1 second. Hold that point.
Yo, watching black men act like racist Jim Crow white men is just
real, man.
It's crazy. Just what I'm saying.
Shit, ain't it? Hey, bro, it's the funniest shit in America.
That's what I'm saying.
In the
Don't try to say some bullshit. Adjust what I'm saying. Adjust what Hunter said.
That's not bullshit.
It is because you're not addressing what I'm saying and the information. You just painting narrative. That's the problem.
I'm disagreeing with you and you can't handle it.
No, but you're not But if you disagree, then you go with your opposition.
The audio disagrees.
You're telling me that I'm doing something that I'm not. You're saying this.
What he just described.
Nobody does that to you.
What he just described, no, but you do it to all white people.
I do not. You don't have no proof of that. Maybe somebody else.
You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now.
I'm not. Stop saying what I'm doing when I'm not doing what you're
now.
saying.
What he literally described. Check this out, bro. Just because I don't agree with you does not mean I'm gaslighting anybody.
When you paint the narrative, you are.
I'm not painting a narrative.
That's because you start calling me things that I'm not doing. I'm
I'm
talking about what this young man said, and you said you that's why by calling me, you saying I'm being a racist person.
What you're doing, what you're doing
is telling the truth of what I heard.
This is what they all do. This is what every nigga on that side, this is what they do. They don't want you to speak because what they want to do is they want to silence the truth and they want to
talk about the subject instead of talking about everything else.
To push their narrative. See what he's doing?
Talking about the subject matter.
See what he's doing?
Talk about the subject matter.
Didn't you literally just go through this with Izzy?
Yeah, I just went through this with him.
I know.
It's the same shit.
No, it's not.
Now, going back to what he said in the video, what he described sounded like some normal shit that goes on all the time amongst teenagers,
especially at a sporting event.
Hell no, bro. You bugging.
See what I mean?
Okay, see what I mean, bro. So you're telling me that one guy want to be the aggressor to
allow me to get the whole thought out? Can y'all allow me to get the thought out before you
don't have to scream, bro. You can just say what you got to say. You don't got to scream.
I know you was over there on the 20v1 too.
But I wasn't saying nothing about you. I actually told the niggas like, bro, don't care, don't bother what Anton Daniels Angry Men say. Bro, go watch it, homie. That's what I say, bro.
Y'all was on a panel with niggas calling me, Anton, and all of us coons and shit, nigga.
And if you go back and watch it, I clearly said when you go back and watch it,
bro.
If you go ahead.
Look, here's the thing. Every one of us that have been outside, every one of us that have hung around people, all that, I'm pretty sure at some point there's been a situation where you was somewhere chilling with people you know, and somebody showed up or somebody came with somebody and they did some goofy shit, and you was like, yo, whose mans is this? In fact, we even have a saying for it as black people. Whose mans is this? Nah, fam, you're gonna have to leave with that bullshit.
Are you done?
That's never happened with y'all.
Plenty of times.
Never happened with y'all where you said, yo, man, you need to leave, and then the dude get aggressive, and your brother is like, hold on, fam. Your brother ain't never stepped up for you when he felt like somebody was being aggressive towards you.
Perfect. I'm glad that you admit that. So now you can say that it was two people on one.
So what I said, wait, hold on.
And he didn't say we both jumped.
Bro.
Hold on, Poppy and Sharon. Hold on, American Nacho. You like the most unbiased person here. Say what you just said.
I said his brother said that his brother stepped in for him. He didn't say we both started getting on him.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving us an unbiased perspective.
It's just like I'm in freaking high school. Somebody tried to get at my sister. I said, hold on. I pushed my sister out the way. That don't mean me and my sister about to jump this person.
Right, you want to put a girl in there. It's a boy. It's two boys.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. This is me pushing them out the way. We don't know the dynamic of them twins. The twin that stepped up probably is on some shit that his other brother ain't on. He may be the one that's more aggressive, more willing to get busy.
It doesn't matter what we think that the other person is. We talking about Karmelo, how he feel about it.
How does it not matter? How does it not matter? How does that not matter? But you can tell us the state of mind of Karmelo at the time that he was scared. Because hold on, no, stop. How are you gonna tell me the state of mind of the twins don't matter, but you're also telling me the state of the mind of Karmelo as if it matters?
Because Karmelo told the officer that he defended himself.
against one person.
I'm going off the facts, not off of something. Let me finish.
Ron, you have yet to speak a single fact.
As well. I just like to finish what I'm saying as well.
The man
Please
was
let me finish what I'm saying as well.
The man was in trouble. Of course, he gonna say, "I'm defending myself."
No,
Okay,
well, his correct statement. His correct statement was his statement. No,
it's
his
outnumbered.
Stop. No, that's not what he said. His statement was he put his hands on me. That's what his statement
and
was.
the other twin was approaching.
He did not say they put their hands on me. He said he put his hands on me.
Again, I'm didn't say, okay, so let me make sure I'm clear. So because y'all confusing things, right? Again, I said it was two people that addressed him. So therefore, Karmelo being a person
you said two people attacked him.
Two big people.
No, two people did not address him, Sharon. One person, he said, he turned around, he said, "What's your name, bro? Hey, listen." He said he's starting getting aggressive. He said, then my brother stepped in. This is the clip that you I'll go back to the clip. Hold on. Stop.
Hold on. Please let me finish saying what I'm saying. We both heated, but let me finish saying what I'm saying. Just like
go ahead, man. Because this is
I don't know why.
Before you finish saying what you're saying, let me say this right quick. Literally watching the same goddamn thing, you're telling me that I heard different from what you heard? No problem, my G.
That's what he's saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're painting a different narrative than saying what actually happened. So what I'm saying, Hunter,
he's saying you heard different.
What I'm saying, Hunter addressed the young man first.
Yes.
And Hunter said, right, that Karmelo responded. We're gonna just
he said he got aggressive. Don't
change what you said.
No, hold on. So this is the problem that I'm having, right? So now if we're gonna believe 100% what Hunter's saying, then we're gonna have to believe 100% what Karmelo's saying. So therefore, if it was aggressive,
you're the one that said that he said it and he didn't.
No, wait, Snowman, he's about to paint himself into a fucking corner. Watch. Go ahead. If we're going to believe everything that Hunter say, we have to believe everything that Karmelo say. I got you on that. Now let's roll.
So now what we understand is that two people addressed goddamn Karmelo. And
according to Hunter, right?
It was two people that look exactly the same. So he know that that's his brother. They are identical twins.
According to Hunter, right? That's the statement we're going off of. I just want to make sure we follow him.
Yes.
Okay. So
now we can understand that it was two people that addressed him. So now Karmelo is the reason why he had to defend himself so aggressively, because in his mind, he's seen two people.
What the hell?
Bro.
Y'all playing too much. Like, this is ridiculous. Wait,
crazy.
Let me show some respect to the money. Mayo Money with the $10 holler says she ran lacks comprehension. Continue.
Bro, check this out. I literally was in a very similar situation to this. Different circumstances, but very similar. You know how back in the day, niggas used to get a hotel room just to hang out and kick it or whatever and drink and all of that shit?
Yes,
we got
parties.
We got a freaking hotel room, and you know, niggas back then, they used to go from room to room and freaking hotel to hotel. And these two dudes came in our room, and my cousin realized that one of the dudes did some messed up shit to one of our female cousins. And so he was like, "Yo, fam, what you doing in here? You can't be in here. You gotta go." And he was like, "Yo, I'm not going nowhere." And my cousin literally was like, "Yo, nah, fam, you gotta go." And he wasn't trying to go. And then my OG, he came out of the he was in the bathroom. He came out of the bathroom. He's like, "Yo, what's going on?" Like, "Yo, fam need to go." He's like, "Oh yeah, you so-and-so that did such and such." My OG stepped in, went up to this nigga like, "Nah, you gotta go," and grabbed him and put him out the room. Now, does that mean that my OG, my friend's supposed to lose his life because he did that?
I don't understand the question.
Oh,
is he supposed to? We're not talking about what's supposed to happen. Nobody. First of all, nobody wants the young man to lose his life. Nobody wants this person to get stabbed. I'm just explaining to you the state of mind. So I just want to make sure that's clear. Nobody is saying that he should have stabbed him.
Fair enough.
Okay, let me say for me, because sometimes I know you get attacked a lot, so maybe I'm getting confused with other people. I'm not saying that he should have stabbed him.
Okay, so here's my thing. This is my thing, right? Because I want you to understand this. I want everybody watching to understand this, okay? The way I'm looking at this situation is I'm looking at it as kids doing what kids do, teenagers doing what teenagers do. I'm not looking at it from the racial perspective. I'm looking at it like these were teenagers that got into some shit and it went too far. But we cannot pretend like we got to stop ignoring the gravity of this. This is not light, and nobody should be proposing it in a way to this young man that what he did was light.
Right. So my argument is to the law, hold him to the law. And this young man said he was defending himself. And what I'm saying is that Hunter himself shows that him and his brother both approached this young man, and that gives the young man to have some kind of fear. And this is why he took it to the extent that he did and possibly defended himself, is what I'm saying. Well, if it's right or wrong, that's a whole different conversation.
Well,
I'm just telling you the mindset of somebody that's looking at
the approach is the wrong words to use, because what they did is they responded to some other kid's actions.
The problem is, bro, that guy got touched twice. No once, twice. Okay? He got touched twice. Once.
Hold on, Poppy. When you say that guy, say names, because there's a lot
Carmelo.
of
Carmelo got touched twice. Okay? Once you put your hands on somebody, you don't determine how the other person got to react.
I don't disagree with you on that. I don't disagree with you on that.
Like Sharon said, nobody's saying that he's supposed to be like a clapping like that. But hold on. This is what I'm trying to say. Because I did the same thing, bro. I told the story a couple of years ago, and on my channel and everything. I had to get jumped, bro, by 3 guys. Actually, I was getting jumped. I pull out my knife and I start 2 of them, bro. They keep me out of the whole county. You see what I say? I couldn't go to school there no more. They didn't die, of course. That's why I'm here. But the point is, bro, when you put your hands on somebody, you don't determine how the next person reacts, fam. That's how it is.
True, Poppy, but we're conflating things. What you're talking about is you being in the situation, in the physical situation. You're talking about, oh, somebody put your hands on you. If you put your hands on somebody, you can't determine how they react. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But when it comes to law, when it comes to legally, what the ramifications of that's going to be after everything is said and done is a different story. That's what I'm saying.
And I agree with that. Like he got to deal with that later. But the emphasis should be keep your hands to yourself, bro. It's not that hard.
I disagree with you. Poppy, do me a favor. I have a fucking headache. Please read these super chats.
My aggressive is not the same as the twins' aggressive. That twins' interpretation of aggressive might not be mellow.
Hey, could you read it in English, Pop?
She ran lacks of comprehension. Yes, I did, sir.
You read it in English.
2 people addressing you equal delete 1 now. Whoa. The 2 people approach him. Say that again.
I'm saying this is not what this statement is so stupid, because it's not what we are saying. We're just saying the fact that Hunter and his brother Austin approached this young man. It looked like a 2-to-1 to him being the person that people are talking to him.
Can I ask a question?
According to this, they didn't even approach him.
For him to do it.
But according to this,
Carmelo's own story backs it up too. That the brother tried to grab his bag to tell him to get out. Not that both of them tried to grab his bag or grab him and get him to get out.
I got a question for you. So basically what you just said is that if you are by yourself and it looks like 2 people are being aggressive towards you, you kind of justified in defending yourself, right?
No, I don't know what's the confusion about. This is what I'm talking about with the narratives, right?
Speaking to the mindset. Are you speaking to the mindset?
Specific, right? I am talking to the mindset of this young man that was clearly scared for his life.
That's what I
grabbed somebody one time and ran. So I'm talking to what's possibly going on through this young man's mind, not what I think is morally right.
That's what Angry Man was saying. That's what Angry Man was saying.
Trying to add all these
No,
other things.
that's what Angry Man was saying. Hold on, Sharon. That's what Angry Man was saying.
Always stopping me when I'm talking.
That's what Angry Man was saying. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to go into a diatribe about it. I get what you're saying, right? But that's what Angry Man was asking you.
It's crazy. When I talk, niggas hear what they want to fucking hear. They hear what they want to hear, bro. You literally just repeated what I just said.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
I'm not in. You asked me, so Sharon, you are basically saying that you would do so. I'm not saying anything about me.
I didn't say you. I said what you're saying is that if someone is being approached by two people and they feel threatened, they have the right to defend themselves.
The right, yes, the right to defend.
Okay, I'm asking for clarification. You know what?
Okay, so now I can explain why the fuck I just called a goddamn aneurysm. So, Sharon, don't take this personal, but it's not at you, but it's just at what niggas do across this motherfucking app all fucking day, every fucking day, right? We just watched this video, and the boy, Hunter, the brother that's alive, I'll give you visual representation. Hunter, sitting on the right, said, me and my brother sat down. When me and my brother sat down, this kid behind us got talking crazy. I'm paraphrasing. He said, I turned around and I asked him, excuse me, what's your name? The boy got aggressive. His brother stepped up and he got into an altercation with the young man, right? Can we finish watching the video before I say my next thing? Let's do that.
Bleachers right there were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with me, just brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more like higher intensity. And the kid said some like aggressive stuff, like reckless stuff, and also try to handle the problem.
Austin was always one. Austin tried to handle the problem, and of course, we all know what happens next. This is my reason about spinning narratives, because I believe as men, let me take Raw down. As men, we can all agree that words matter, right?
Yep.
Somebody answer. I don't give a damn who.
Yes.
Okay. Words matter. If I say I approached you and I said I was aggressive to you, are those the same or different? Sharon, I'm asking you.
What was it that you're asking me?
If I approached you and I was aggressive to you, are they the same or different?
Off of just those words, I can't really answer. I would say no.
Okay. Is it to be assumed that one brother said something to him and he became aggressive and the other brother stepped up to engage the aggressiveness? Nowhere in there or Karmelo's statement or in any witness statement did anyone ever say that it was a 2-on-1 factor. It was a 1-on-1 factor. So where are we getting this? Two people was aggressive towards him when one person was hold on, I'm gonna let you go. When one person was asking him a question, he became aggressive, and the brother stepped in and he addressed the aggressiveness that was going on. Where is this second component of aggressiveness coming from? Why are we using the word approach? And this is why I just call that small little aneurysm, right? Because we're painting something on top of something that's not there. He didn't say that we approached him. He didn't say we was aggressive towards him. He said he was aggressive towards me and my brother stepped in. Why would you, Sharon, and anybody else say, well, both of them was approaching him?
Because they did.
That's so.
Win!
What?
Puppy, win!
Hold on.
I don't know where you're coming from.
Let me understand. You just said approach and aggressive is not the same. So
correct.
So therefore, first Hunter approached them, and
how did he approach when they sat down?
He never says he got up and went and talked.
They were sitting down. How do you approach?
How did he?
I don't know. Go ahead, bro.
There is absolutely no way.
This is crazy.
There is absolutely.
The young man sat down.
Will.
He says he was saying something in the air. He wasn't saying nothing to them. He turns around.
He's sitting behind them, and they're all
he
sitting
turns
down.
around.
Hey, Will. Check this out, bro.
What is it that y'all have a problem that? Okay, so
I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you some brain cells, right?
This is crazy to me. I don't know why we.
I'm gonna save you some brain cells, right? He's not gonna like this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If that was a white boy and those were twin black boys, and he heard that explanation, he would be like, both of them didn't approach him.
Exactly. The same thing. I would say the same thing.
It was only one.
Facts.
Okay, since when? And this is how, bro.
Sharon, I'm not mad at you for making that statement. But I went and I said this early this morning when I went live. I said, I don't understand that why it is in the kingdom of niggardry, someone would hold a fucking bottle up to my face and say, this is not a bottle, this is a plastic bottle. And I clearly see that it's a glass bottle. But in the kingdom of niggardry, they would tell you, if you don't call this bottle black and glass, then you're a coon. That makes no fucking sense to me.
The bottle's not even there. That's what the truth is. It's not even there.
Okay, so are we saying that?
Let me say this first.
Are we saying that Hunter and Karmelo did not have a conflict with each other? Did they have a conflict with each other?
He asked them a question.
Hunter and Karmelo, did they have conflict with each other?
He asked them a question.
Did they have conflict?
No. He asked them a question, and Hunter and Karmelo became aggressive.
Stay right there.
So wait, let's ask. Wait. So asking someone name. Wait, asking someone name is conflictious.
It can be in most cases.
So let me ask you this.
Don't victimize shit. Hold on.
We ain't talking about no victimized shit.
Back to your motherfucking ass,
bro,
OG.
we're just having a
Hold on. Back
conversation.
to this.
We're just having a conversation.
You was talking in Corey chat earlier when you was talking about.
Yes, it can be, and you can see it, and you can see it all up and down the internet.
When you said that I was over here having clan talk, what the fuck you mean by that?
I didn't say you. I didn't say
yes,
you.
you did.
No, I said this morning I was talking to what's the name? I don't know what y'all be doing in these
spaces.
You
said Will over there having clan talk. That's what.
No,
you said.
I did. Will. Slow down. Slow down, bro. I speak. I nobody on this panel and most people and Angry Man have known me long. I don't speak about anybody who's not on the panel. So if you seen Will, you must have seen something else because I was only speaking to the host of that show. I said, if you want to go to a clan meeting, whoever was in the chat or whoever's on the show, that's the only people I would speak to. Now, if you was in the, Will, I don't know you when you in the chat. I only know you when I see you on the panel. I see you with your queen. That's the only time I know you. But if I'm speaking to somebody in the chat, I'm just speaking to somebody in the chat. So what I'm saying is, I'm not surprised what I'm hearing because I understand it, but it is so sad. So first thing I want to do is show, and I'm glad that Diesel TV gave your queen some props about how she do her thing. But I'm gonna show you why I kick people like Diesel ass all around the courtroom when I testify. Would you put up, Sharon, my screen?
It's tell you like he has controls.
Oh yeah, so okay. Can you put up? It's explaining exculpatory evidence. This happens all the time, and when y'all was saying, Sharon, what are you talking about? They put reports out. They do. Police reports are doing exactly what Sharon said. They're working towards a narrative, especially if they go in. They pressing charges, and a lot of cases, and we just seen a big case in Atlanta, Georgia, where this happened.
It happens all the time. Exculpatory evidence is evidence leading to the defense as being innocent. But if they're trying to go for a narrative and try to press charges, and what they do, they highlight the ones that goes towards stateway. This is done in most all cases. So don't act like this is some surprise, okay? And this is what I want to call Diesel on, because Diesel, I understand Diesel is a police chief, and I understand he's been in law enforcement. But why you think somebody who haven't been in law enforcement kick their ass around a courtroom all the time? The U.S. courtroom, the superior courtroom, whatever. I have testified. I'm not talking about my troubles. I'm talking about as a key expert witness. When I come in, they better be shaking in their boots and have their shit together. Okay? I've been an advocate over 40-something years. Okay? Let's just be honest about this thing. All right? Let's just be real honest. This young man has not been indicted. And what's really happening when I was trying to cover up on my brother's show early this morning, you got a bunch of amateurs, and don't get offended about it, who has opinion like a football game, Monday morning quarterbacking, or looking at a boxing match and say, I would have did this, I would have did that, or this or that. You shouldn't be in front of a goddamn camera in the first place or have a microphone. All right? If you don't work in this business, get the hell out of it. If you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, get the hell out of it. So y'all can come up here and be these shade tree lawyers and all you want to. Prosecutors, all you want to. If you haven't spent hours in the fucking courtroom, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. If you haven't went no broadcasting school, if you haven't been to any place to train you how to be neutral, when you come on these channels and stop acting like some watered down buck dancing, tap dancing ass Negroes.
Hey, check this out.
First of all,
hold on for a second. Hold on.
I'm not talking about you. I already don't gave you your props.
Please put me on the big screen. Please put me on the big screen. Don't nobody give a fuck about none of that shit you just said, nigga.
Period.
Don't.
I ain't gonna be your nigga neither. Look, angry man. We could all be heroes on the goddamn. We could all be heroes on the screen. We could all be heroes on the screen, bro. And you know that. So I don't give a damn about what you say, because we could all Anger man. You brought up the nation and I wasn't here. I'm still FOI.
Said your piece.
No, I know I said my piece, but first thing you called me a nigga, bro. I didn't call you out of no name.
Well, excuse me, brother. You said your piece.
Yes, sir. So we're going to respect each other. Wait a minute. We can still respect each other. Can we do that?
Brother, look.
I'm just asking the question. Can we respect each other?
You niggas being disrespectful then won't respect. Fuck all of that. So right here,
okay,
hold on, right here. You said, did they have on pads, helmets, and cleats? Yeah. Put Willie's channel in the chat if you want to go to a clan meeting. Don't tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking. No. Fuck all of that. Don't tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. My channel is a fucking clan meeting. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Try that shit again, bro. Try that shit again. Hold on, what?
I'm telling you, I'm talking. Will, okay, go ahead and get it out. Get it out. Go ahead and get it out.
Out of here, man.
Go ahead and get it out. Will. What I said, wait a minute, angry man, let me just put this in for a second. Just a second, please. A second, angry man. That's all I'm asking for. Hey, look, Corey asked, wait a minute. In the midst of me and Corey talking, in the midst of
about that, you call my fucking channel a clan channel.
Will, hold on, OG. Will.
Yeah.
Will, bro. Remember that conversation we had before? You gotta remember, bro. You feel me? I don't want to see you. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta remember, bro. Like,
I'm gonna go smoke.
He is right, man.
Bring it down, bro.
I'm sick of niggas being disrespectful and then coming now asking for respect. Get the fuck
I'm not
out of here.
asking for.
I'm talking to
one person.
Backwards as fuck. I don't care what you're saying.
I still say I was talking to Corey.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
Okay, now that we have
Again.
simmered down, hold on a minute. Now that we have simmered down, first of all, Karmelo Anthony has been indicted. This is why he's on house arrest. This is why he got a $250,000 bond, because he has been indicted. Now,
you haven't got a grand jury.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Okay.
the purpose of police reporting is not to push a narrative or an agenda. And if y'all feel like that, whenever you got something going on at your house, don't call the police. Whenever you get into a car accident, do not call the police if this is genuinely how you feel. Like, y'all be cracking me up because y'all sit there and utilize the protections of the police when it's beneficial to you. And then when it's something where they're collecting all the evidence and the data for the attorneys to mine out, then you'll say it's to push a narrative. Like, that's really nuts. Go ahead, Amy.
Robbie, wait a minute. Robbie, you are the person who always put facts up there. Let's stay with the facts. Being charged and indicted is two different things, especially when you have to go towards a grand jury. You know that as well as I do. I can go before a magistrate right now, and they can say, yeah, you have enough evidence to charge the person. But you still, in the state of Texas, you got to go, what? To be indicted, to move forward. So let's put it all out on the table. So it's not a pick and choose thing. And I like to tell you, Beans, thank you very much to bring some sense to this conversation, because they was beating up on people something badly. And I'm glad you came in calm. No, not you. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to Beans now, Raw B. I'm speaking to Beans now. When he came up, he kept his calm. He asked direct questions. You can like him or not like him. And he was able to piggyback on the questions and the answers that you gave to go forward with it. And that's the kind of approach. That's how every case is won in the courtroom, by asking questions.
Okay. Beans came up here and asked a couple of irrelevant ass questions. Okay, that's number one. Now, I'm going. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do with you, OG. Salaam alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir.
Okay, so now let's have this conversation.
Yes, sir.
So, brother, this is my argument about this whole situation, because I see something happening with our people and I don't like it. We as much as our people have fought for racial justice, as much as our people have fought for everything that we fought for, I'm starting to witness our people displaying behavior that is extremely similar to the very same behavior that we fight against. And it is very frightening. Now, I'm talking about this court case. I'm not talking about it from a racial standpoint. And I keep noticing that everybody that look like us are talking about it from a racial standpoint, but pretending like they're not talking about it from a racial standpoint.
Facts.
That is alarming to me. That is
is it more than, let me ask you a question there. Is it more than one race that we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So anytime you have them elements, regardless if it could be racial motivated, just to have the difference of the two races in contact with each other with anything, everybody's not like Stevie Wonder. They go see it.
Well, of course, but here's my thing, OG. I'm not disputing that. The problem I have is with the disingenuousness of the argument, because
I give you that.
You have individuals pretending like they don't care about that fact. And I know they do. And my thing is, just be honest. Just be honest.
I give you that, but that don't take away from the root of what we're actually seeing. That could fog the conversation, but actually what we're seeing, I think Beans did it very eloquent. He brought up different cases, the different outcomes. You started with the Rodney King, came back up with something else. And he did it so that you can actually see there's laws on the books, but there's juries regardless of what you may think, what I might think, might see something totally different. A lot of time we come from our assessments of a case by evidence was never heard in evidential court. That means that you have to have an evidence hearing, and it determines what goes into that case. Now, we might be hearing everything, but it's never heard by the jury what we actually had heard. That's why a lot of the OJ stuff was, we heard one thing outside in the newsroom, they heard something else different in the courtroom, and we had already made up if he was guilty or innocent by the information that we was hearing from the media. Had nothing to do with the damn case. So what I'm trying to say is, we just have very limited evidence. We have a police report, we haven't done the investigation, totally investigate.
You know what we have as evidence?
I think we all are jumping the gun. We've been on both sides.
No, ain't nobody jumping the gun, OG J Speed. When the police said the alleged suspect, and the alleged suspect said, ain't no alleged, I did it.
He said, I did it, but he didn't say, wait a minute, he didn't say, I did it. Wait a minute, I did first degree murder. He said, what?
He said,
I did it. So they decided if it was first degree murder and went forward to a magistrate to get him charged, but he still haven't been indicted for it.
Now, here's the thing I'm going to ask you, right? And I'm going to see where your bias really lies.
Yes. Go ahead. You know right there. I'm a historian, so go ahead and do
if the alleged suspect was white and the person that was the victim of the crime was black, would you be having the same level of passion and the same perspectives on this case?
Most certainly, I have respect for both sides because this is a tragedy on both sides. The family.
Then why did you say in the chat? Then why did you say in the chat earlier that this is a Klan meeting?
What I say is the Klan meeting. The way, listen, what I'm saying. There's some black people. You understand what boule is, right?
I do.
It's gatekeepers, right? The conversation is having on both sides. I can say there should be some correction on both sides. But what the other side don't want to understand, they're starting to sound like boule gatekeepers, and that's what gatekeepers do. Gatekeepers do what Klansmen do.
But
so that's why you got that statement.
Honestly, that's disrespectful because
it's not disrespectful. If you were saying the same, if you saying the same thing that I would hear, this is why no disrespect to Angry Man, but I'm gonna say Angry Snowman. This is why we don't let white people in the meet, especially when families talking. So I'm just telling you, we don't let white people in the meeting when families talking. Because sometimes we have to clean house. Sometimes we have to respect each other. This has no disrespect to you, as Angry Snowman. But see, this is the way families do. We don't let outsiders come in and tell us how we should feel about one thing or another. Because when it's all said and done, Roby, we gonna work this out.
No, but this is the problem, right?
Well, if they were both black, we wouldn't even be talking about it.
Hold on a minute. This is the problem. It's infighting. And to be quite honest, those that feel that Karmelo Anthony shouldn't be held to the highest degree of the law are actually the boule. They actually the ones gatekeeping. They actually are trying to build the case that because he's a black man in America, he deserves to get a pass. The reality is the free thinkers, the ones that y'all call conservative douchebags and everything else, we are looking at the aspects of the case. We are looking at the evidence as it is unveiled. Y'all are sitting there creating all type of narratives, trying to create stories. Even the clip that Sharon wanted to show. Even the clip that Sharon wanted to show, that interview has been done by that same boy in multiple scenarios, and he's not kept the same story, right? So Sharon and others like him are now trying to paint the narrative that Karmelo Anthony was jumped by two brothers when even in his own initial statement to the police, he said one person put their hands on him. How does that turn into, well, two people attacked him?
Because there's other people in that report who's saying something different.
There's other people in that report that said what different.
What I'm saying is, if you go side by side by the police report and go with what he said, there's some what in that story, okay? There's some what in it. Just read all the different people who are in that report, and you'll see.
If you go by what Hunter said in the interview,
no, I'm just saying if you can't make the white man eyes more colder. There's other people in that report who's saying something totally different.
So we could go through the whole police report, right? Because
we don't have to. We don't have to.
No, I know we don't have to.
It's insignificant. You know why it's insignificant?
It's not,
you know,
because there's people that have said the same thing happened.
Because a lot of do you know a police report is not admissible in a trial?
So wait a minute, just hold on 1 second.
Do you know that?
They don't know that, OJ.
First of all,
do you not know that police reports are not? Go ahead, B. Go ahead, B.
First of all, what the police are doing is they are taking witness statements. It is the parameter by which the attorneys verify what these witnesses say to them when they are under oath in a court of law. So the police statement itself is not admissible to the trial. However, it is a corroboration tool. Now, Angry Man, you was trying to say something to me, was you?
That was me, actually.
I was.
Well, Angry Man and then Beans, and then back to OG.
I was trying to say something like
OJ.
Like here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. I gotta keep saying it. If this was a white boy that went to that tent and it was black kids under that tent, and that same situation happened, and a black boy that was a twin lost his life, and the white boy said, I was defending myself, y'all would call cap. Y'all would say it's bullshit. Y'all would say that every single time that somebody white kill a nigga, he always is in fear of his life. Like, that's what y'all would say.
Yeah.
Why are we capping?
If my auntie had a dick, she would be my uncle too. Though.
So here's my thing, Robbie. I really wish I could have a genuine conversation, right? Because I want to know how is it possible. It can't be a coincidence that all of the people who are taking the stands that you taking, that Angry Man is taking, just so happen to also be conservatives. Do you really want me to accept that that's a coincidence?
Hold on a second.
And it ain't no coincidence that all you niggas that's backing them up is a bunch of race baiting hustlers.
Right. And to be truthful, I'm not a
the only person who ain't did a show about the shit. So
hold on. I'm not a conservative.
How about that?
Okay.
I'm not a conservative.
So
I still believe that he should be prosecuted under the full extent of the law. He took somebody's life.
Absolutely. So now 1 out of 100. So
but that's
a coincidence.
No. See, that was to illustrate a point. You're making an assumption that people. No. We're having a genuine.
I've already acknowledged it, Robbie.
No, but you just said 1 out of 90. No. You just said 1 out of. No, you just said 1 out of 99.
Yes.
The point is you're making
what about the other 99. You don't know
but
that.
The point is you don't know that. You don't know that the other 99 are conservative. You don't know that they're conservatives, though.
Robbie, listen, we can have this conversation. You could tell me you're not conservative, and the more I talk to you, the more conservative you sound, and you know it's true. I just don't want to argue it. You said you're not. I don't want to argue it. So I'm saying, but what about the other ones, though? Right? And I'm saying particularly from our space, right? So I'm saying the ones that are having a conversation who are speaking the way that they speak.
Excuse me, I have a point to make right quick.
They acknowledge themselves as conservative.
Excuse me, I have a point to make right quick. Hey, Sharon, you still there? You remember what kicked off our beef? When we was talking about the percentages of black fathers who is and or not good fathers, and we said that you cannot cherry pick a stat and you do not know what the actual other stat is. That same argument applies to everything that Beans is doing right now.
How?
Now you're trying to cherry pick an argument, Sharon? You're going against your
own.
No,
not Sharon. Not Sharon. No, not Sharon. I'm talking about Beans.
Right.
No. What I'm saying is Sharon's point was that you can't cherry pick stats because you're unaware of the unknown. So therefore, when Will is saying that you're doing the same thing, and now Sharon is saying that that's not true, you're talking against your own point.
Wait, but hold on real quick, so we won't have to bounce back and forth and confuse people. What stat am I using, Will?
You are saying that 99% of the people are conservative.
I think he can answer. It's okay for him to answer. I think he can answer.
What stat am I using?
Okay, cool. I'll answer your question. What's your question?
What stat am I using?
I don't know.
So how are you making a point about something you don't know?
Because I'm stupid.
Thank you.
Now he's telling you, that's basically him telling you to kiss his ass. The statistic that you're using.
He can say that all he wants to. He's wrong.
let's read the super.
He's not wrong at all. You literally just said 99% of people are conservatives that are covering this story. So what are you talking about? What stat are you using? That's the stat that you're using. That is exactly what you said. You said, what about the other 99? So what is 99 of 100? That's 99%. Are we really?
But you just added on covering the story, and I never said that.
You did. You said especially in this space. Yes, you did.
In this space. There you go. Checkmate.
You said covering the story in this space. Checkmate my ass. Boy, go ahead with that dumb bullshit. You be trying to come up here with these semantics.
I know a bitch that's mad, waking up sad, cause a bitch can't fuck with me. I know a hoe that's pressed, waking up stressed, cause a bitch can't fuck with me. I know a bitch wanna fight, and I'm just like, bitch, you just can't fuck with me. I know a bitch that's pressed.
If you want to have a genuine conversation, we can have a genuine conversation. I don't give a fuck about you showing that chubby ass little finger, nigga. Who give a fuck about that chubby finger? Put some lotion on that shit. Now I'm gonna let you sit back here a couple minutes more. Dry ass nigga.
Let me read these super chats. It's been a minute, and I have a fucking headache. Thanks to Sharon. Sharon, it's your fucking fault. Just to let you know, I don't give a fuck about you. You need to go put some goddamn lotion on that motherfucker too.
And some Vaseline on them ashy ass lips.
Always putting on motherfucking Carmex, but you don't never put on no goddamn lotion. Shake you fucking up. Anyway, HQ reaction.
Wait, look. OGJSP too. They got something going on with their whole cult. That whole cult over there, they on dry.
I mean,
wait, you goddamn minute. Hold on, brace a little bit.
Then again,
4 years from 70, and I look a lot better than a lot of you motherfuckers up here.
I got you. Then again, every time you come to my channel, hold on. Now, let me get the money. Every time you come to my channel, it's a clan meeting, right?
Well, I will apologize to you. When I was talking to Corey this morning, you know I called in. We was telling jokes. We were having fun. All right. So look, you know I called in. I apologize to you. If I had known that was you, I wouldn't have dug that deep. But you know what I'm telling jokes?
Listen, we ain't got to go through it.
Hey, listen what I just said. If I had known it was you, Will, could you just take me on face value? If I had known it was you.
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't have dug in like that, bro.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. This morning,
the echo chamber is real around this.
Yes, it is. So let me ask you a question. This morning when I was on Corey Love's channel, you thought I was a white man?
No, I just thought you were just somebody in the chat doing some shit, and I cussed out Corey too. I called him from the light skinned, watered down Negroes. So what I'm just telling you, it was some truth in a lot of things I was saying, and was some jokes in a lot of things I've said. Come on, Will. You know I don't get down like that.
You got a white heart today, so.
Yeah, I know.
I don't get down like that, Will.
And we go, of course.
If I knew it was you, I would have never dug in like that.
No, that's fine because you even made a boxing reference after I got my ass knocked out by Fantastic. But you know what? It's 400 people.
No. It's
all right. I don't care. I don't care. It's okay.
Don't worry about it, Will.
Listen,
you're gonna learn today.
Y'all don't think
that aneurysm gone now, Will. I want you to be healthy, bro. We need you around.
No, y'all don't.
We need you around.
No, because you know what I'm told? I'm told that niggas don't watch my bum ass channel. All I'm told is I'm a fat motherfucker with titties and no one cares about my channel, right?
So I can't stream this, you said, right?
Yeah, you can stream it. I don't care.
I haven't had a conversation.
I've been in this shit ever since 2012. I can't get 3 people on my channel, so I understand what you're saying.
I'm not a victim. It's okay. HQ reacted $2.
I wonder then, would you?
His defense. Appreciation. Truth and Reality undefeated with $2 says Karmelo never even said 2 people aggressed him. That is true. Bad Duck with $2 says, Can I just give y'all a hug? Yeah, you can give out hugs. I got my wife in there. I get a hug from her. I'm gonna solo myself out. I need to see his avatar. Marcus Antonio Castillo with $2 says, because if Karmelo is found guilty, people will riot.
I don't think so.
Shit, that's what the George Floyd. You know what? Nope. Feed through you with $2 says, Play Hunter first interview on WFAA. I'll see if I can find it. Marcus Antonio Castillo with $2 says, OG out of pocket because Americans were deleted. Exactly. Drip Show TV with $5 says, Drip Nation, let's go. Good conversation. Sharon, I think these are coming from your chat. Or that one I know came from your chat. Truth and Reality undefeated with $5. He says, what does being conservative have to do with anything? Nothing, because that's what niggas do when they don't have anything else left to argue. They just like to call people.
Let me read it.
Go ahead.
What's this no neck ass niggas point? Logic and understanding the law has nothing to do with that. Now, please, Truth and Reality undefeated said you don't got no neck.
Damn. Shots fired.
Yeah. Truth and Reality, undefeated with $5 more says, of course, a felon ass street ninja gonna defend degenerate behavior and mindsets. That nigga little podcast hates anyone that lives right. Zach with 499 says, the ability to say the N-word is the second reason I wish I was black. First is obviously fast twitch muscle fibers. Damn.
What the hell? Y'all affiliate these damn super chats.
Bad Duck with $2 says, Will, I love them fat black titties of yours. First of all, I will cuss your ass out.
What? That's Paul. That's a nigga too.
Is that the rainbow coalition coming after you, Will?
No,
buddy.
First of all, I don't understand why y'all looking at my chest and talking about you love my titties. Second of all,
you live a freestyle life over here, OG.
It's all right. They was over there on Sharon's show when they were talking about that nigga got more titties than me. He fat, he got titties, and Sharon was over there jugging and he was jumping up down clapping. Yeah, Will got titties. Yeah,
Sharon got titties too.
Sharon ain't got no titties. He bird chested in the bitch. He ain't got no damn titties.
He a negative A cup, but he still got some titties. He's skinny ass, skinny fat ass nigga.
That's fucked up.
That's real.
Anywho.
Skinny niggas' life matter, man.
So, can you ask me a question, Will?
Can I ask you a question? Yes. Why are you here?
Can you answer me a question? Can you answer me a question?
Answer your question? Yes. Your question.
How did I, at any point in this conversation, defend Karmelo?
What?
Are you asking me because I asked you that question? Or are you asking that question because Truth and Reality Purpose brought you that super chat?
Well, I'm pretty sure you know it's the latter. I don't understand why that matters.
I couldn't answer you why Truth and Reality Purpose said that you.
Yeah, I'm asking you from your point of view. Have you heard me defend him?
Because niggas love felons.
But he's not a felon yet, so
yeah, absolutely correct.
In
the kingdom,
Who love our president?
I'm gonna answer the goddamn question. Shit.
Who love our
niggas
president?
In the kingdom of what you say?
Who love our president? He's a felon.
He's a felon. Oh, damn, amazing. All right, so in the kingdom of niggardry, niggas love anything that is dealing with degenerative negative behavior.
Oh God.
They promote.
I wish I was rebroadcasting this shit.
Yeah, you can't. I don't know why you haven't, motherfucker. Sharon over there.
I'm lazy, but bro,
Sharon, how much money you done made a super chat so far?
It ain't even about the
$10.
It's just
Sharon lying over there at the Sharon Malay.
Of what I be talking about. This is how difficult it is for him to just say no because you know the answer is no. Even OG just said all I did.
This is why Angry Man now see what the fuck you don't have
even OG Speed when he came up said all I did was ask questions.
No, what you always do is you say it's because you conservative douchebag.
I didn't defend the dude one time.
Yes, you did. You said y'all defending him because y'all douchebags because you defending him.
Beans, you think anybody with more than
why would you
think
say
anybody with more than you is a conservative dude?
Your fucking money.
Beans, you think anybody with more money than you is a conservative douchebag? Literally, that's your words.
No, literally not my words. So I mean, again.
So let me make sure I got this right. You didn't tell a nigga to catch a flight because he think he got more money than you and he's a conservative douchebag. Is that not what you told Angry Man about a year and a half ago?
Damn.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Mischaracterize the shit all you want
to. Angry Man, has he ever told you to catch a flight?
Me and know how I talk, so I don't give a fuck about.
Hold on, Angry Man, has he ever told you to catch a flight?
That's not what you just said.
Yeah,
we gonna break this down in pieces. Has he ever told you to catch a flight?
He has told me to catch a flight. He has told me to drop the Addy. He said he's gonna make my mouth bleed. He said
together.
Has he ever called you a conservative douchebag?
Absolutely.
Yes, he has. On numerous.
Has he ever said that all you niggas with money that's conservative douchebags? Have he ever made that statement about you?
On numerous.
I'll rest my motherfucking questions.
No, because you said that I invited him.
Look, I want to thank everybody here. I'm about to get out of here. Hey, listen, all I'm saying, let's just deal with the facts at hand. Hunter approached the man. He spoke to the man. They had a little conflict. His brothers picked up the conflict after that. So therefore, in Karmelo's eyes, he might have seen as it was 2-on-1. Not saying that's what actually happened, but from Karmelo's standpoint, he might have felt that way. Is all I was trying to say. And Hunter
before you go, Sharon?
do his saying.
Might have.
See you later.
No, wait,
Yes, that's right, because that's how that young man felt.
Sharon,
Wait.
And I hope Bangladesh get a 200% tariff so you can't buy no more hats to hide your bald ass head.
Wait a second. Well, guess what? I'll buy hats from whatever other sweatshops they make, nigga, and we'll enjoy the shit out of them after I do. Now, going back to Papi Blanco. When he said,
wait, before Sharon leave, hold on, Angry Man, just 1 second. Sharon, I didn't know that you was a damn what is that? You had the ability to make puppets speak out this bitch. I didn't know that you was a motherfucking telepathic. I didn't know you jumped inside of Karmelo Anthony's body in his mind, so you know what the hell he was thinking about. Get your black ass up out of here.
Cutting through the impossible life, the docile masses sit mesmerized.
Why
didn't no vegetarian had them gifts?
Why didn't what I want to know is when Sharon made that ridiculous statement a second ago, Papi, why didn't you chime in and say if your aunt had a dick, she'd be your uncle?
Right.
Because
you full of shit.
No.
Yes, you are.
No. I'm telling you. You see, Angry Man is, I don't know what's going on with Angry Man today.
Let me tell you something. You full of shit.
Yeah, okay.
Beans been full of shit.
I'm the realest, bro.
And for some reason, I don't know why OG wants to toss his hat in the ring with the rest of these full of shit niggas. Bro. But you're full of shit.
If that's the case, here's my question. Why the fuck y'all won't debate us on neutral ground? Why do we got to keep catching you on these biased ass panels where you get to do and say and cut off and do everything else?
Dr.
And we don't ever get a word in edgewise.
Because according to Dr. Hendrik Clark, I only debate my equals. All others I teach.
Because
don't be stealing my shit, Will. I got that from him personally.
The honest answer, Beans. The honest answer is because I'm a conservative douchebag that's a member of the Boule.
That's a fact.
That's why.
And that's why you niggas don't ever actually answer the question. Right? That's why Raw B did what she did, because there is no real answer except for the fact that yes, we take this side and we take this opinion because of the fact that we conservative.
That's Angry Man, I got one thing to say to you. I got one question, Angry Man. I know you're gonna have to tell the truth about this one. Angry Man, you're gonna have to tell the truth about this. In the nation, you found out in supreme wisdom who is the hardest person to fight. It starts with an S now.
Self.
A scared motherfucker.
Because
a scared person would do anything. See, when you got somebody who want to knuckle up, they'll knuckle up. But a scared person who believe,
you
got me, Beans? You got me? I have always been taught that I don't care how much skill you got, you don't want to fight a scared motherfucker.
Yes, but OG, I'm sorry, Angry Man. Just
go ahead.
I want to show that I can be rational, Angry Man. You're right. Go ahead. Because he was talking directly to you. My bad. Go ahead.
Here's the only thing though, Beans, with your conservative point, with your point of view about conservatives, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what contradicts that. If I was that, I would have taken the side of that cop over George Floyd, and I didn't.
Well,
take your time. I said earlier, so niggas is gatekeeping the black community because conservative black Americans don't agree with the narrative that the black community should not be celebrating the death of Austin Metcalf. When we talking about gatekeeping, how niggas is firing up live streams, drumming up the war drum of the black community, saying that these niggas is snakes. They drawing a line in the sand that these niggas is unintelligent. They drawing a line in the sand that we are not actually black because we just want to see Karmelo Anthony in jail, even though he killed someone. So when we're talking about gatekeeping, we understand exactly where
But
And
Will, y'all won't have a real conversation about it.
You don't have drug dealer, drug dealer. Is a drug dealer a drug dealer? Is a drug dealer a drug dealer?
Yeah, the doctors and the street people, you both.
Is the nigga on the corner who's dealing drugs a drug dealer?
Same as the one with the white coat. Yeah, you're right.
I got
somebody. Wait.
I got a better question. How is
deal
it
drugs?
How is it you niggas can call me a coon or a sellout and hold me to a black standard?
I never call you that, boss.
You don't even want to give me the label of black.
Damn.
You have to address the ones that's doing that. But that's
But
what I'm
saying. That's what happened. I fired up a whole live stream when the whole goddamn space wanted to turn on Ant-Man. Who's scared?
I never call you that, boss.
Excuse me, bitch.
Wait. Before we get into the scared thing, Bees, you had addressed me, so let me tell you something. Literally have content up where I said I'm not going to take a side on this because both of these families are at a loss, and I find the majority of you utterly deplorable that you're sitting there celebrating the fact that this family lost life, and you don't really understand the severity of what is going on with Karmelo Anthony, and that they are going to have to, in fact, lose access to their son, and their way of life is changed irreparably for the rest of their life. So to sit there and make assumptions is insane. Just because people are able to call this shit down the middle and you don't like it because you're a black man in America doesn't mean that other people are conservative or anything else. It's murder. Now, the circumstances behind the murder, however this murder gets adjudicated, it is still fucking murder. And you know what? It would be great. It would be a really fucking great day in America if we could hear from Austin Metcalf to hear the other side of what happened, but we can't because Karmelo Anthony killed him. So anybody that's sitting there and trying to find a justification theory for murder and taking someone's life and someone not having the ability to even have their day in court is stupid to me. They're fucking dumb. They're fucking dumb.
Like, at what point do any of you content creators ever say, damn, you know what? The conversation would be dope without the narratives. Like if we just have the conversation with the person on the panel,
that would be amazing.
Not these other people, right? I ain't did no show about this shit. All y'all are doing shows about it. I ain't did
not
one.
Me. No,
you know what?
I haven't done a show about it either.
So what I'm and see how I never get to actually even finish a statement ever nowhere.
Yeah, we gonna finish the statement.
So what I'm saying is that why can't we just had a conversation with the people on the panel? I ain't celebrating shit. I don't feel no good or bad about this kid losing his life or about this kid. I'm just trying to understand how people reconcile things in their head. If I could look over here and I could see a situation where this happened and this person didn't get locked up, then I'm like, well, why are we clamoring for it over here? Or if I could look at a situation where somebody actually went down for something, then I'm like, well, why are we clamoring for innocence over here? I'm just trying to figure out how people reconcile shit. But because y'all don't, y'all only go with whatever you're prescribed to. I'm a Christian. I'm a Muslim. I'm a liberal. I'm a conservative. I'm black. I'm white. You're not actually thinking or processing for yourself. Because if you was, you would be willing to just have the conversation and say, damn, we know what is. I know Raw B could tell me what is. This girl does research better than anybody I know. Within seconds, she had that George Zimmerman case up on the screen to prove the point to the people in the chat who was saying she was wrong. Cool, I know you can tell me what is, but we're talking about what ought to be. Because maybe, just maybe, there may be some way to set a precedence.
Hold on, Angry Man, I got this. I got this, Angry Man.
They set precedents all the time in cases.
Let me address.
So why not set it in this one?
Hold on, Angry Man. I'm gonna address him and then I'm gonna put you in a box with him. So here's the logical fallacy of your argument, right? Nobody on this panel said that they believe what they believe because they're conservative, because they're Muslim, because they're this, because they're that, because they're the third. In fact, it was you that introduced narratives by saying, because our understanding of the case, our perspective of the law is not in alignment with your perspective and your ideology, that we had to be conservative douchebags. So if you want to sit there and throw out the narrative that anybody that believes in the aspects of the case in regards to the fact that Karmelo Anthony is in fact guilty from what they are interpreting from what is available on the case as a conservative douchebag, the narrative spinning in fact is you. Now I'm gonna let Angry Man get your ass. Go ahead, Angry Man.
You stated, why can't we have the conversation without the narratives? Definition of a narrative is a spoken or written account of connected events of a story. So we quite literally cannot have the conversation without the narrative, because the narrative is the facts of the situation.
No, but you bringing in shit that don't.
Hey, Beans, read my super chat right quick, because if people's in the chat saying, "Will, you missing super chats?" Can you just read these 2 super chats?
You said me?
Yeah, you don't know how to read?
I don't.
Reading is one of these weapons that will be used against the Negro. Read, nigga.
I'm not right. Like, I don't even like, me and Buddy not even cool right now. I'm definitely not reading the super chat.
Reed's from Philly. You've been quiet the longest, bro. Go ahead. You got the flow. Read the super chat. You got it.
See what I mean?
I don't know as much about this. I'm learning as I'm listening, dog. I really don't give a fuck.
Right.
Oh, y'all can't follow directions. This is
Marcus Antonio Castillo with $2.
Make impulse decisions.
Marcus Antonio Castillo with $2. You make impulsive decisions. Consequences can happen.
It's Castillo.
I already read it.
Life
Goddamn.
81 with $5. Thank you for that as well. Damn, y'all still on? Went out on a date with the wife and y'all still live. Let's go.
That life.
Thank you.
There was a lot of super chats.
See, that proves my point. When
Hey,
I read it,
like, you
y'all
know what?
didn't pay
I do wanna
attention
say
to the
something
white
real
man
quick.
said it. No, I'm just kidding. So, man. Go ahead.
You know what?
That's all right. I'm used to the racial jokes.
We chosen by the media, dog, just to gaslight everybody. This kind of shit happens all the time. They chose this one for a reason. And don't be surprised if this kid go to jail and Derek Chauvin come home in the same week.
Well, it's interesting that this happened in another case similar to it after 2 years of waiting. Finally got started the actual court hearings the week of all this shit going on.
Yep.
That's a coincidence. That's coincidentally
That's
ironic.
gonna take a while, man. Super while.
So wait a minute, guys.
And Raw B, I get the point that you tried to make, but it's fucked up that you took it out of context when you know I made a general statement. I made a direct statement to the people in this space who are announced as conservatives, right? And they all seem to be on the same side of it. And I'm saying, if we saw, nobody would be surprised if we saw a bunch of liberals taking a specific position either, right? But that's what I'm saying. At what point do we have the conversation and say, well, look, this is that situation and woo, woo, woo. Maybe it could be this, maybe it could be that. We're doing a lot of that when, to me, I think that's irrelevant. I think it should just be, hey, look, the man, he said he did it. Everybody's channel's been talking about what the white boy been saying. Why ain't nobody talking about what the kid said out of his own mouth? And then when they do, they take it out of context. They don't say it in full. They use the words that they think can paint the narrative about him instead of saying what he said in full. Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's no, I don't know these people. It's no skin off my back. But I'm saying for real, at some point, do we as black people, whether we liberal or conservative, need to hold the law to some form of consistency?
Now you are a conservative douchebag, because what we have said on this panel is he said, I did it. Right. Mm-hmm. That's been the central premise of what we have been saying on this panel. So you say that he said he did it is the main bite of it, means by your own logic, you are now officially a conservative douchebag.
You're still taking it out of context. He said he did what?
That he caused the physical harm to the person, which was murder. He said it's not an alleged, it's not an alleged, it's not an alleged suspect.
Right.
He said, I'm not an alleged suspect. I did it.
Yeah. What was the rest of it?
He caused harm. He caused the loss of life.
Well, now you're not saying what he said. You're saying what he did. So I'm asking you, what was the rest of what he said?
That is what he said. He said he did.
First
it.
he said he put his hands
never
on
said
me.
I caused the harm of life. He never said that. What did he say, Ro?
He asked if he was okay.
Okay, so he said he was defending himself, and he said he's not an alleged suspect. He did it.
Right.
So his defense allegedly was to take somebody's life. What the fuck are we talking about?
I was defending myself. Why is that not relevant?
That's who said that it wasn't relevant.
And he said, is that self-defense?
Right. He asked if it was self-defense, which means it wasn't self-defense. And again, the overarching
you can
point,
ask when you don't have clarification.
right? But the overarching point is that he was a provocateur.
Oh God!
It was provocation.
Okay, here's the thing.
Even if hold on real quick, Angry Man. Even if I agree with you, that's what I'm just saying. if I'm looking at other situations, that's why when I brought up the Zimmerman case, I was saying he was a provocateur, and the other guy in his situation didn't have a weapon, and yet he's still walking right free. So that's why I was saying. That's why I was trying to ask Angry Man and the police officer guy. I'm blanking. Diesel. Like, how do you explain that? Well, Diesel said, yeah, on the jury side of the game, you can get, whatever you can get, right? Which to me, nobody don't think that sounds kind of crazy though. So you're saying that the jury does not have to make a decision that is consistent with the law?
No, what the jury has to do is make a decision predicated on how the prosecution and the defense attorney presents the facts of the case. Right. There is a burden of proof and a measure of evidence that the prosecutor has to uphold. And unfortunately, in that court case, there was a lot of sloppy work being done on the behest of the prosecution, which is why George Zimmerman was able to walk free on that. And you know what that evidence was predicated upon? Police reports, body cam footage, CCTV footage, and some more shit. The same thing that this case will be.
Do a show on that and break that down. I would love to see you break that down.
Sure. The same thing that this case is going to be tried on. The witness statements, the footage that is contained in the 40 phones that the police officers confiscated, the CCTV footage, and so on and so forth. Like, what are we talking about here? See, he's charged with what he's, hold on a second, Angry Snowman. He's charged with what he's charged with. And it's good to get everything out in the open because now his attorneys know what they have to defend against. And the prosecution is sitting there and they're clarifying what they're going to bring to the table to prosecute him.
Okay, period. But for real, Roger, you do know that the whole job of a prosecutor is to create a narrative. True or false? That's their job.
No, the job of the prosecutor is to piece together the evidence and present it in a chronological order. Now, that is not creating a narrative. But if, let's say, I concede the point to you and say that, okay, prosecutors is creating a narrative, so is the defense attorney. The defense attorney is also creating a narrative on why the facts of evidence that the prosecutor is presenting is not accurate.
Yes, but that is under the assumption that the person is guilty. They don't have to create a narrative if the person is innocent.
What do you mean? Of course they have to create a narrative. They have to create a counter narrative. Are you okay?
No, I see what you're saying.
It's storyboarding.
Look at that though. The truth ain't good enough.
No. If we're going to concede the point, right? Both sides of the aisle are storyboarding. That's what they're doing. You're a content creator, so you should know what storyboarding is.
But Raw G, but I shouldn't have to. Is my point. I'm saying let's go under the premise that I'm actually innocent. But guess what? My lawyer can't just give the evidence of my innocence. We have to create some narratives ourselves to try to go against what the state's attorney.
What is he innocent of? What is he innocent of? So wait, guys. Wait, guys, because Beans needs to answer this for me. So are you saying that Karmelo Anthony did not kill Austin Metcalf, right? Because this is what no, we're not. No, we are talking about the Anthony Metcalf case.
So we're not going to put in right now in this particular part. We were just talking about whether or not the state's attorneys create narratives. That's it. We weren't talking about.
But we're talking about the Carmelo Anthony case.
We are right. In order. I'm just saying this particular point of the conversation.
Got it. Listen. Let me.
Come on, we're going in circles. There's other people on the panel. Like
right. And at the end of the day, in order for police to arrest you, they have to have evidence that a crime has been committed. They can't just arrest you because they want to. Now, your justification theory for the crime that has been committed is a different ball of wax, but they have to have evidence that you have committed some form of a crime.
Suspicious of you have committed.
Yes, suspicion.
Anger Man was trying to get in. I believe American
suspicion, actually. Thank you. You're right.
Yeah, Angry Man, Angry Snowman, American Nacho, I believe, and then OG, J Speed. Go ahead, Angry Man.
Dude, I was the only thing I was going to mention earlier is the fact that I'm really kind of surprised that these cops were able to confiscate 40 cell phones and nobody say anything about it being a violation of their rights.
Appreciate that. Go ahead.
Part of the investigation.
Yes, absolutely correct, Poppy Blanco. American
You're right, Black Lexicon. Let's say homicide instead. Homicide.
Thank you.
Okay. American Nacho, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back on some stuff that was said earlier too, because people were up here saying about it being like gatekeepers and different things like that. I mean, the fact that he's been letting people up all day, I don't even know. He just replied to a comment that I was putting on X, and that's how I saw the live stream. I've been here for a couple hours off and on now, and there's been all kinds of people up here. But the biggest problem is that everybody's coming in here saying from the one side, this defendant Karmelo saying that, oh, well, you guys are just saying a bunch of stuff without having the facts, and then going on to say stuff about him being bullied, the two people pressing him. There was this back and forth. There was this history between the twins. There's all kinds of narratives been spun up about, the interactions or what was happening between them. And all of that is based on hearsay. None of it's actually part of it. And what we're doing here is we're just talking about the report that we have so far. What do we have so far? We're just looking at that and we're saying, this is what it looks like. This is what the law says the state. These are the penal codes. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a discussion about that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely true. Angry Man, the Angry Man. Sorry, because I say Angry Man last time, Snowman went, but the Angry Man. Go ahead, OG.
My bad. I didn't mean to step on your toes.
Okay, so I didn't. Nacho was very well spoken, but I didn't understand the gatekeeper thing. But I'll move past that. Look, only thing.
It's funny.
Stop it, Abi. Only thing I can say is my whole thing is I look at for what we got, and I see it on both sides. And I think when I came up there, I spoke about both sides. There's unprofessional. Nobody's been trained, but we all have opinion. We live in a new world now where everybody can be a news anchor and everybody can be a spokesman and everything else. But it don't take away that a lot of people don't have training in this. And so I take it with a grain of salt, what I hear. Because when it's actual facts, when it's all said and done, we already don't put the cart before the horse. The guy haven't not been what? He's been charged. A lot of times we be charged and the DA rejected. So now we know he has to go through a panel now. So I'm just trying to figure this shit out. So we all just having a discussion of it. And I say we all should have the right to do it because we do live in America where we have the right to express ourselves and we have a right to say what we want to say as long as it don't affect somebody like in a theater and say it's fire. So yeah, we go get heated a little bit. And when it's all said and done, we all go be on channels again with each other and everything is going to be all right. So I just take it with a grain of salt.
No, we not. No, we not. No, we not. Because these niggas said I'm conservative douchebag. So I'm gonna keep my conservative ass on my conservative ass channel. Fuck these niggas.
Well, Robbie, I can understand how they could put fire on your toes, but I'm a conservative too, so I still take it with a grain of salt.
I'm just joking. I like to mess with Beans because he's silly. But
I'm
here's
sorry,
the thing.
Marcus said I missed it. OG YouTube is a OG YouTube or OG White is a public platform for all bridge the gapless.
Ooh, now he calling you a white man. He said, wait, I'm money 2027 because I can be. If you don't like it, you are free to click the fuck off, son of a bitch. But at the end of the day, it goes like the bigger picture is y'all don't see how this shit is not a win for black people either way. If this boy get off, right, on self-defense, now it's gonna be a target on black children. Because now the white people gonna be able to say your black children is a threat. And if they feel like they're in danger, they're gonna kill you. So now everything they do is going to be self-defense against you. If he
sets a precedent for high school too. I mean, I don't want kids being able to stab each other in school, bro.
That's what I was saying. American Nacho.
At a school
Do y'all
event
not see the? Do y'all not see the?
Wait. Why is everybody jumping in and we trying to get to the angry man? We can't just pass up on the OG. Go ahead,
Nobody
baby.
cares about Angry Man.
Motherfucker. I care about the angry. I care about the angry man. No, hold on. I care about the angry man. My wife cares about the angry man. You know why? Because when no, I don't give a fuck. When everybody in the space tried to shit on him, saying that he wasn't defending black people, motherfuckers were jumping out the window to do everything. Motherfuckers put up thumbnails, had a whole live streams, did video uploads, and all this, that, and the other. And actually, at the end of the motherfucking day, he just a dude. But y'all like to treat the motherfucker like he just some off, what y'all call it, a bald-headed, red-headed stepchild, some shit like that. Guess what? At the end of the day, that ain't me. So I respect him.
Yeah, he the darkest redheaded stepchild I ever seen.
Ain't shit.
First of all, you gonna leave. You know what?
You gonna leave my OG.
You know what? That's okay.
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga.
Ooh, that brother's floating in the air. How could his hands do this? Oh, someone get him out the air.
Period. That's my OG. Go ahead, dude.
So the narrative that niggas like to push is that Angry Man talks over everybody and interrupts everybody. The reason why I interject when I can was just on full display. Sel said my name 3 times. Go ahead, Angry Man. Somebody else started talking. I didn't say nothing. Another person started talking. Another person started talking. He said, okay, Angry Man, go ahead. Someone else started talking. That's why I interject. Because if I don't interject, when the actual host says, Angry Man, you got the floor, other niggas start talking like their fucking name is Angry Man. But when I interject this, oh, Angry Man, you talking over everybody. Angry Man, Angry Man, Angry Man. And on that note, I'm going to holler at y'all later, man.
Appreciate you, OG. Much love to you, dog.
Appreciate you, Angry Man.
Hey, Angry Man. One of them times you were wrong. He messed up and called me Angry Man and then said OG. So
no, I didn't.
It was only
I
two
said
times.
the angry. I said Angry Man, my OG.
In my defense, you non-reading motherfuckers always call me Angry Man, so that was my bad.
Yeah, I know it happens, but you know, I mean, what he said is not incorrect. Everybody's always saying that he's an over talker, but yet when I try to give him the
white privilege, Angry Snowman. I'm just playing with you.
Fuck that foul.
So every time, you know, and I'm not going to not speak up for him. I'm gonna speak up for him, right? Because at the end of the day, it's too many motherfuckers that sit around and try to push that whole rhetoric that all he does is over talk people and he try to dominate the conversation. And then usually this is how it goes. They try to dominate the conversation. He over talk people. He's rude, disrespectful, and all that and the other just because he got all these subscribers. That's the shit that pissed me off the most. Stop bringing up his damn subscribers. If his subscribers don't matter, why you mentioning it? But, you know, people every fucking day, every time that man makes a panel visit, every fucking time, everyone makes it a point to fucking disrespect him. But because I give him the respect that I think that he deserves to have, now people want to come over here and try to think they're going to do it over here. So I'm going to give him the floor if I say he got the floor. It's just that simple. Just like I would give anybody else that respect. If I say, Beans, it's your turn to talk and somebody gets a chopping in, I'm like, hey, yo, it's Beans' turn. If I say Poppy's turn, it's Poppy's turn. If I say Reese's turn, it's Reese's turn. If I say it's Angry Man's turn, the Angry Man, it's the Angry Man's turn. So people love to do that shit.
You see who didn't get a turn.
Who didn't get a turn?
Reese from Philly. Reese from Philly didn't get a turn.
Neither did Snowman either. Snowman didn't get a turn.
Well, I'm getting
I haven't got a turn.
But the thing is, I'm getting to that. But originally, I said the Angry Man, my OG, and OG Speed went to talk.
But you said before that, OG, you were next.
I got you.
You said OG is older too.
Okay.
But my thing is this though.
I got you.
My thing is this.
My hearing aid might have just cut out when you said the Angry Man OG. I just heard the OG part.
Did you just admit you got a hearing aid?
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
He did.
OG for 175 years. He should go first all the time.
I signed the 10 Commandments. I should be always first.
175,000 years more like
Call embarrassing me in front of my friends. Don't like to call me a fucking deadbeat.
Listen,
there you go, Snowman.
now we're gonna reset this and start back over, right? And we're not gonna be up here for very much longer, but everybody's gonna have their moment to speak about whatever they gotta speak about. I just think the conversation is insane because even though Beans be like, let's have an honest conversation, whenever we're having an honest conversation and people disagree, and they disagree on penal codes and measures of the law, like it has to resolve into all of this. Like it doesn't really make any sense. Like if you want to be emotional and you want to think that it's okay, cool beans. But when it's your child, or if the person that was deleted happened to be Black, I would hope that everybody would keep the same energy. And truth be told, I really don't believe everybody would. Now, I'm getting down, babe. You stay up here as long as you want to, but you know, I would let everybody have their final thoughts. We've been up here for 8 hours and 19 minutes. So everybody, honestly, I'm gonna put an edict down. You can overrule me because you're the king in the household. But unless we get $60 to extend the show, y'all got about a good 11 more minutes, and then we up out of here.
That's how long until the salmon get done? Bet. Okay, cool. Well, if y'all want me to miss out on dinner, y'all gotta hit $60. Appreciate you, baby.
Bye-bye.
Bye, baby.
Probably getting Chipotle.
Chipotle? No, my baby cooks. We don't do the ordering out. Hell no. Hell with that shit. No. We don't do DoorDash. Listen, Murder, you got a echo.
Yeah, somebody got an echo.
All right,
I said
so
DoorDash.
I don't know what DoorDash is, but I don't know what he said. But no, my thing is I have a stance on delivery, such as DoorDash and Uber Eats and all that and the other. I don't want to get into it with one of you ignorant motherfuckers on the internet, and then I order some shit, and then next thing you know, you delivering the shit to my house. I don't need that in my life. You see what I'm saying? Nobody thinks about little shit like that.
Sorry, Chipotle don't come on it.
Yeah.
No, I've been impressed if you were taking the hook out of the fish mouth. But you
that looked like some processed salmon meat, is what that looked like.
Yeah,
why is that uncooked? That's the better question. Why is it uncooked?
Why it ain't a fish you just cleaned?
Why then? Because I didn't go fishing.
I've
been up here for 8.5 hours with y'all niggas. Where the fuck am I go fishing at?
Lake Michigan.
You said bye. You said bye. Okay, well, American Nacho said he was about to send us $60. Damn.
Hey, I gotta go to church, man.
Final statement.
Let Pablo Escobar send the money, man. He got all the money.
Pablo Escobar. Why are you calling this man Pablo Escobar?
He look like Pablo.
Hey, it's a fair comparison. It really is.
He do favor.
Man, Jesus Christ. Yeah. All right. So
Pablo looking motherfucker right there, yo.
Yeah, it is. Reese, I'm gonna go to you first, and then I'm gonna swing back around to you for your final thought. But Reese, you've been up here all this goddamn time, man. You barely got a word in, so I want to get to you, man. How you feel about the stream? What's your thoughts about it?
Niggas have turned Karmelo Anthony into a fucking stock. Everybody on this fucking panel knows somebody right around the corner from them that been through some bullshit. Nobody went out and GoFunded $500,000 for them or made videos about it or none of that. Niggas do what the news tell them the fuck to do. And I'm tired of these dumbass back and forth arguments. I'm going to let the conspiracy theorists handle this one.
Appreciate that. Y'all go ahead. I'm going to handle something right quick. Bring your ass here. Come on.
Okay. It's my go.
Read the super chat.
Big Bad Bull with the $20 says, thanks for showing my comments. Love the show. This channel is also a breath of fresh air from all the selectivity, fake black hypocrites. And I read that wrong on purpose.
You did. Appreciate you, Big Bad Bull with the $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Omni, you just got up here, so you're gonna end up going last. I hope you're okay with that. Beans, you've been very argumentative. You had a lot of good points that you brought up, but you also brought up a whole bunch of rhetorical bullshit. So I'm gonna go to you first, even though you get on my nerves sometimes. And you're about to go fire up a stream and talk shit about me, which I don't care, because I'm just a conservative douchebag, and that's all you about to make your stream about. Or is this gonna be another episode of Stupid Detention? Am I gonna be on the thumbnail this time?
Oh, you closing out the show?
Bro, she about to cook. What you mean?
Oh,
unless y'all about to send $60, then I'm not about it. Well, Big Bad Boy already sent 20, so you ain't gotta send 40 more.
She can put it in the microwave.
Put it in the microwave.
I'll put it in
your food.
Shit.
Did Murder just say put my food in the microwave? He better be sending $40. Go ahead, man.
I knew a white lady that cooked a turkey in the
He's gonna do
microwave.
a show about me because he likes to argue with me, and I ain't coming.
No, it's not. It's not that I like to argue with you, bro. You know what it is? It's the fact that at least with you, I can expect for you to use some sort of research and not just all your feelings. So it would make for a better conversation, just not when you over here with your husband. The narrative shit, like soon as I hit the stream, it's ridiculous, bro. But I can't expect much more than this from black people. On the topic though, since I never actually gave my opinion, I will give my opinion. I don't think jail is the answer.
What?
I don't actually know anything about the young man. I don't know anything about his history, his background. I don't know anything
You
about.
do know he murdered somebody though.
Yo,
right?
let him go, man.
Let him finish.
No, just let the disrespect flow so people could see it, right? So that way, when I'm talking, people know I'm not actually creating a narrative. I'm talking about what actually happens. But I don't know anything about him. But it's in my opinion that for some reason,
Then why you talking?
Jail.
No.
Fucking cocksucker, yo. Shut the
Come
fuck
on,
up,
man.
yo.
Like, let him get it out. Like just like I would go after anybody else that was cutting after anybody else, and then people be like, oh, well, Sale is showing special treatment to the angry man. I ain't showing special treatment to the angry man. I have respect for that man, but I also have a show, and I also like for people to have their moment to be able to do they spiel fairly. So if you want to have a back and forth with him and throw low blows and shots, just understand that you're dealing with Beans. Now, I'm not saying that Beans is just like the meanest motherfucker around, but you got to understand that's not a stupid motherfucker, even though a lot of people say that he's stupid. So let him get his shit off. Unless you just want to be in a
tonight that make any sense or that's relevant to this case.
How so?
He never said anything that was relevant to this case tonight.
We couldn't get there because we had to deal with Sharon. Then we had to deal with
all
OG.
right, we'll do it another day then.
Damn.
We could do it right now if you want to.
That's not going.
It's not going to go good for you. I'm just warning you. It's not going to go good for you. But if you
Tell
want
him
to,
ask
I'll let
Papi
you.
Blanco.
Shut your bitch ass up, bro. Like, you been talking shit all night, bro. Like,
Papi want to beat me up.
Man,
That don't mean you right, Papi
and that's
Blanco.
what I'm saying. Like,
I would slap the dog shit out of you, bro.
That don't mean you right, Papi Blanco.
Yeah, but you won't be right by the ass whooping.
It will make me feel good. It will make me feel real good. I promise you that.
That don't mean you right.
Send this
Does that
man
mean
the
you right, Papi
$40,
Blanco?
bro, if y'all finna do this shit. Give him a reason to walk away from the stream and leave us up here by ourselves for a little while.
Y'all go ahead, man.
All right, cool. Go
No,
ahead.
like
no one's going to pull a knife out, Con Shiner, or pull an Izzy Bands and put a blicky out on the stream.
You didn't want to stab me in the chest.
So anyway,
come on, man.
That was hilarious.
Okay, but no, like I'm saying, I just think for Western culture, man, I just think we normalize jail, bro, for some reason. I think most of the time it's people that ain't never been there that don't know what it's like, right? From the very first moment when they slap the cuffs on you into that door roll behind you. That shit ain't for everybody. Everything don't require jail, bro. You know, some shit, like, in my opinion, I don't even know how old this kid is. I don't know what's going on with him. But he gonna need some help behind this. He took somebody's life. That's gonna affect them too. Even if he get off, it's still gonna affect them, right? So I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you. I just don't hear enough. I haven't heard enough to suggest that he should be thrown away into jail. I just can look at too many cases of people, especially all these people who love guns. All these people who love guns and tell you with every breath they got, if you run up on me, I'm shooting you. Like the same person who you just mentioned say that same thing all the time. I'm too old to fight. If you run up on me, I'm shooting you, right? Like, and we know stories of it. So I'm just saying, damn, how do you determine that? How do you determine, yeah, it was okay for him to shoot, but not him. It was okay for him to stab, but not him. Like, I just don't get how we do it.
In a civilized society, how we do that is equal force under the law.
When we
If
ever
I
lived in a
touch you,
civilized society.
Wait, but Raw B, even if I can see to that, it's not exercised that way every time is the point. Because we got people walking around free where that statue would have had them in jail. You see what I'm saying?
But this is the thing with the law, right? And this is why law is a beautifully amazing. If you have a good enough attorney, you can get away with a lot of shit under the law. It depends on how your lawyer can craft a narrative, to your earlier point, to get you out of trouble. If you can pay for an adequate defense, you can do anything in America because there are loopholes in the law. Now, with all the money that Karmelo Anthony has received, hopefully his mama don't go get a BBL and no Botox, don't get her titties done, and actually puts that money into his legal defense and gives him a stellar team. But unfortunately,
I'm sorry, was that black man who was speaking for the family? Is that the attorney?
No, it's not. He's a
preacher. Thank God.
He has a nasty criminal record, including abusing and beating little children and women. So he should not be their spokesperson.
So
that's
go ahead, Beans.
She ain't lying. We looked it up tonight on this live stream.
But the reality is him admitting to doing something before he even knew what the police was going to charge him with is a detriment to him. The eyewitness statements are a detriment to him. Whatever footage is encapsulated in those 40 phones is a detriment to him. And
not
all
really.
hinged now.
Not really.
It's gonna make him or break him. One of them.
But she might be right, but do you at least see the hypocrisy of the equal force law?
No, I don't. And that's because I'm going to tell you honestly, I've been in a situation where that was applied to me. Equal force under the law allowed me to be free.
Marcus Antonio Castilla with the $20. Thank you for the $20, sir. He says, here's to continuing the stream. Jail is needed for certain crimes and punishment. Can't reward bad behavior. Man, punctuation would really be nice, Marcus. Makes you realize how to value life. If you don't, even in hardship, you are the problem. Get the fuck out of the USA. Go live somewhere else. Dr. Steele with the $10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. If you want to read it, go ahead.
Metcalf did not have a weapon. Anthony did. Was it really self-defense? Or was it a disadvantage in Anthony's favor? Anthony made the wrong decision and should be held accountable.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want to point out this is
Zimmerman had a weapon. But this
is what I mean, Robbie. Now, am I assuming here? I can acknowledge that I'm assuming, but this will be the same person where we'll pull up a case and it'll be one person had a gun or something and one person didn't, and it'll be like, oh well, but in that case, right? And it's like, wait, no, you said weapon, no weapon. This is it. So it should be that way across the fucking board. Weapon, no weapon, right? Period.
Right.
Well, a lot of it has to do with imminent danger too. Like, is what the person doing? Do you really, or does it even look like your life was really at harm?
Right, and this is the thing too, right? So let's just quarterback it from another perspective. Let's say Karmelo Anthony has no consequence for this bad behavior. What is the overarching message that this teaches high school children?
Nothing.
Especially
start carrying a knife.
Especially young boys that are already being taken to task and held to accountability for being masculine. It now puts all young men under the banner of toxic masculinity.
No such thing.
He's not going to change anything.
I'm just saying, Rob.
He's not going to change anything because after Trayvon was he was filing because he had a hoodie. Do you think people still wearing hoodies? Nah.
Yes, actually.
Steelers and T.
Everybody wearing hoodies.
Actually, a lot of young
Ice-T
men,
sales went up. Really?
Actually,
go ahead.
Actually, a lot of parents did not allow their children to wear hoodies.
Oh my God! Jesus
well,
Christ.
Believe it or not, Raw B, there's more college student whites wear hoodies than blacks anytime.
But that's not what I'm speaking to. What I'm speaking to.
I'm just saying, if we're just speaking on hoodies, that's what I'm talking about. This is what Bean just got through saying. If it's gonna be across the board, let it be across the board.
Well, here's the thing, right? What I want to know is where was all of this energy and vitriol for Tamir Rice and the police, because that was a 12-year-old little boy playing with a little toy gun, and he got his life taken away from him. So
great question.
If y'all don't have this type of energy for Tamir Rice, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland, and so on and so forth, the ever-growing list of people in our community that have been harmed, then keep that same energy when it comes to Karmelo Anthony. Plus, there's also 2 other mass deletions that have happened since Metcalf got his life taken. But y'all stuck on this one note and on this one case. It is fucking ridiculous.
And one of them was a knifing.
We all are here, and in all them cases you are just naming was outrage in the community. Depends what side of the street. I guess it's okay. Wait. I guess it's okay to be pro-black one moment, but it's not okay to be pro-black another moment. If you on that side of the street where you're not listening, okay, I know you listening, but you know there was people out there on the pro-black side who pushed back on all the cases you just named.
Yes,
right, but this is not a pro-black situation.
And I understand, but what I'm saying, you asked the question of the vitriol for them cases, and I'm telling you, if you're on that side of the street, you would have heard of it.
Side of the street, it exists.
No. Hear what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm listening.
The pro-blacks, the blackity blacks, the black powers, that was out there protesting, marching, they still did not have the level of vitriol that is being espoused against the Metcalf family right now. And this is not a pro-black or pro-white situation.
I got it, but you brought it into the conversation.
Hold on, would you suggest that the pro-blacks that you're speaking of didn't have anything to do with the defund the police narrative?
I'm saying it wasn't to the same level. Are the police defunded? I'll wait.
No, but I'm saying I don't know if they did or they not. That's why I'm genuinely
asking. They didn't.
Initially they did.
It was the white groups that really was pushing to defund the police narrative.
Yeah, it was crazy white liberals for the most part.
Yes.
Right. So what I'm saying is, where was the black people? Where's the black outrage?
Where was the black outrage when that black kid got killed at a hazing at a fraternity? Where was the black outrage? Where's the live streams?
What about the outrage of the black kid
that
was knifed
again?
Most
of those cases happened years ago, and most of it was on the internet.
Oh, okay, that just happened not too long ago. That's not too long ago. Where was the outrage where those 4 black boys had
when Tamir Rice happened?
No, I'm not talking about Tamir Rice. I'm talking about the black kid that got killed at a hazing in a college fraternity. That wasn't too long ago.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
Tamir Rice fucked me up way worse than Trayvon.
Yeah. Where was the black outrage? Where was the black outrage? Where was the black outrage when those 4 black boys over there in Florida shot up a neighborhood and ended up killing a 7-year-old little boy? Where's the black outrage? Where's the pro-blacks? Where's the FBA's, ADOS? Where's all of them people at? Where they at?
I guarantee you they was there.
Yeah.
And again, I get tired of people with their fucking marauded addle-brain minds. Oh, well, they never did anything before, so you want them to be guilty? The boy took somebody's life. The boy blood was on his hands. Fuck you talking about? Of course, I don't want him to have been the one to have took that boy's life, but he took that boy's life. What the fuck? He took somebody's life and the blood was on his hand, and you want him to be not guilty because your kid don't have a 3.7 GPA? Because your kid ain't never did nothing good in life? So because he did some good thing. Hold tight a minute. So because y'all can't see your children being black excellence because he has a good GPA and he was a real good boy, that means that him taking somebody's life is fucking excusable. How many times have you seen somebody get arrested? How many times have you seen somebody get arrested for murder, right? And they go and do the witness interviews around the neighborhood. He was such a good guy. He never did anything wrong. I can't believe that Tom had 3,000 bodies in his backyard.
But you're making your own case. You're making your own case.
That's not how it usually happens. Are y'all okay?
You're making your own case. You're going to vilify people when they want to in the media, and you know that as well as I know this.
No, so, black people. No, black people.
No. This is what I'm saying.
Black people vilify actual victims, and they make themselves who are the actual criminals.
Listen, what I'm saying. When the Trayvon, since we have that case in front of us, and we were talking about it. So they made this guy out of the greatest person that since Jesus Christ came, but they digged in Trayvon's and made him the worstest person in the world. So don't act as if this don't go on both sides. So
no,
let's
if you don't listen to mainstream media, you don't have to worry about that. Just stop listening to the news.
Well,
there was a lot
women,
of people
number
saying
one
a lot
is,
of things about Zimmerman,
but let's talk about this.
stuff.
But let's talk about this. Austin Metcalf had a 4.0 GPA. He was
That's
a really good kid too. He was the captain of some teams too. So it's really a wash when we do it a one-to-one comparison. Throwing that shit in there, what is that supposed to mean?
I'm not going to speak on a person who lost their life. So
not person who lost their life, person whose life was taken.
Okay, well, either way, the life is lost. I'm not going.
Oh no, it's not lost. It's taken.
Okay, well, okay. So I understand that y'all really wants to get all bent out of shape and everything, but there was a man who said,
Hold on, OG. Beans, did you see what just happened, Beans?
Yeah, but I see it when all y'all do it though.
Okay,
just make me acknowledge it when OG do it.
Beans, words matter, right?
Yes, words matter.
Words do matter.
Like loss.
Yes.
No, listen.
I'm asking Beans, what's it like taken or what's it like lost?
His life was taken.
Thank you.
And when his life is taken, Bean, is it lost?
Yes, for the family. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
my God.
Thank you. You want to play? You want to play this word game with me? If you want to play this word game with me, we can play this all night.
Just a little killing.
Wait. Raw B already said there's loopholes in the law, so you should have.
So much.
Okay,
but what I'm saying, Beans, Beans, is
the judicial system is imperfect. What's your point?
My point is, what I'm saying is, we all having a discussion and we all have our way of looking at things one way or the other. I did not come up here and dismiss that there was a lost life, taken a life, or anything like that. I said this is a bad situation on both sides. However you want to look at it. And let's have the discussion. That's how I came into the door.
Right.
But why we not like, but we should, this is what I'm saying. Like Robbie made a specific statement, right? So like respectfully, we should be addressing specifically what she said. I think it's a bad argument. Again, and I hate to reiterate it, I really don't want to, but if we can look at cases where lives were lost and people are still walking, then that can't be the measuring stick. The measuring stick for somebody going to jail can't be that a life was lost. Because it's too many people walking around.
Each case,
lives were lost.
Each case has to be litigated, though. That's due process of law. Though. We don't say this is the standard for every case.
It's about the adjudication of the facts of the case. However, when you sit there,
that's my point.
When you sit there and you admit to anything. You put yourself in a disadvantage and it makes adjudication much easier. If anything, this is a lesson that you guys should be teaching your kids. Shut the fuck up. If you do something wrong, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing to the police. Just simply shut the fuck up.
Right.
But
wait, are you a fan?
Robbie, that could be held in his point of view, could be held as he was honest about it. Wait.
Are you okay with precedents?
In what capacity?
Like every time they introduce something new in a case to get somebody off or get somebody convicted.
I think as new information is discovered, as long as all attorneys have access to it to properly vet it and assess the merits that it has for or against the case, yes, all new information should be introduced.
So there should be something said for the fact that the kid didn't leave the scene of the crime, acknowledged that he was the one who did the act, but also stated that in that moment he believed he was in defense of himself. Even if I agree with you that what the law would say, right? I'm saying there's room for precedence.
Well, that's not precedent.
That's not precedent.
It's set every time like cases are ruled on them.
Right.
No, you're saying
so
that's
you can't really have an opinion on it. I guess.
Why? But why shouldn't it be? Because you're saying that his words are going to work against him. We know the saying, everything you say can and will be used against you. We understand that. But that's the point. if my words are I was in defense of myself, how the fuck does that not work for him, but it works for a grown man over a kid? You see what I'm saying?
Full grown man.
Sense.
That
How it
overpower
doesn't-
anyway.
It's
how
not
it
a one-to-one though.
Right, and how it doesn't work for him is it was questions being asked, right? Is this self-defense? Whoop, 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 and whop, whop, whop. And he should not have been talking to the police.
Agreed.
See, George Zimmerman didn't say certain things to the police when they were arresting him.
He did, but he was on the phone saying, I'm following the kid.
And they told her not to. They told her at the
following a kid is not against the law.
They told her not to do it.
Who told him? Wait. Who told him not to follow? Wait. Who told him not to follow? Who told him?
The 911 operator.
Dispatch.
Okay, so it's dispatch. You talking about the 911 operator or the police dispatcher?
The operator.
Well, some places 911 operators are police officers.
Okay, so in this particular case,
I don't know.
Thank you. Thank you. That was the Beans. Thank you for teaching me that. There's three answers: yes, no, or I don't know. So in this case,
and I gave it to you.
In this case, was the dispatcher a police officer or is just a 911 dispatcher in the George Zimmerman case? Question.
Oh, I thought you were talking about another case.
It was a 911 operator.
911 operator. Does 911 operator have the authority to tell someone what to do?
No, but they are trained to tell you how to handle those situations.
Got you.
Do they have a direct order?
Okay. No. A direct order. Do you have to follow that direct order?
Why that cat
say no? Let's just say no. Let's just
say no, Pablo.
It's easy to say no. The question is, we already stick with the facts, not the what about this.
It's okay.
Bobby
Let's
Blanco.
just say no. Go ahead.
Bobby Blanco. Does a 911 operator have the authority to give you a directive?
Yes.
No.
You don't have to follow, but they have the authority to give you a directive.
So we can get the point of his argument, though. So let's
Okay,
say no, they don't. Right? Let's just say no, that they don't. Then what? Right? Because the only thing we're saying is that we're not saying that the 911 call is a directive that he didn't follow. What we're saying is there's evidence to show provocation. Right? The same thing that's being argued about this young man. That what we're saying is there was no weapon on one side, but there was a weapon on another side. Right? Like we're saying that there was too much in this case to suggest this man shouldn't be walking around, but for some reason we're going to ignore those same kind of factors in this particular case. And that's what I'm always asking. How do people reconcile that? How do you say, nah, fuck that, this one gotta go? And unfortunately, it seems like, and everybody heard me say seems like, so when they give their disingenuous response, it seems like it's always when the quote unquote antagonist of the story is a black person. Then it's always like, well, no, let's not worry about the precedents that was set over here. Let's just stick to the law.
Yeah, but the guy was on top of him, supposedly beating the shit out. It's not exactly the same.
Hey, my man, like, I don't know who you are. Real quick, I understand what you're saying. I don't know who you are. If you come follow me right now, I'm gonna be on top of you too. The fuck you
I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, but he couldn't flee the scene. Supposedly, he's like this fat, overweight guy.
Right, but
so
wait,
he's
time out.
Getting
thank you for saying
he's
that.
getting the shit kicked out of him.
I'm sorry. Thank you for saying that.
Butted and beat up.
But he didn't have a weapon. You're not making that argument.
You also agree with the statement that Rob B made about equal force?
Yeah.
So do you believe that? How old was Trayvon Martin?
I believe 15, 16
years old. So do you think 15-year-old Trayvon Martin had equal force to grown-ass George Zimmerman?
I mean, if he's got him on the ground and he's beating the hell out of him, I mean, I guess he did.
That's actually a good answer.
Did he have a gun in his shoe though when he was beating the shit out of him, kicking him?
I was just saying, man. I mean,
I just want to know that. We had some kind of secret weapon, James Bond shit, that he was actually shooting him out of his damn shoe.
No, but I mean, at some point after getting his ass whooped for long enough, I guess he felt it was necessary to defend himself.
But you're making his point. Do you not understand why you're making his point?
I'm not making his point because he's trying to compare these like a 1-to-1 and they're not necessarily a direct one.
But no, he's making his point is weapon versus no weapon.
I don't wrestle, I beat bitches up. I don't fight, I don't wrestle, I beat bitches up.
Final thoughts. Go ahead, witch doctor. Jesus Christ.
I'm saying I think that it's unfortunate that the young man in the story, I was hoping we got back to it. It's unfortunate that he lost his life. And I don't think the kid who took his life, I don't think he intended to do so. You know what I'm saying? I think he intended to defend himself. And I hope he doesn't have to do a lot of time because he doesn't seem like a bad kid. I think doing a lot of time will actually make him worse. I think he got a good future ahead of him, and I hope they give him a fair trial. That's all I want to say.
Thank you very much for coming up here. Do dirty shit. Do dirty. Come to my channel. I think you got a link on my a wrench on my channel. Come to my channel and drop your link so we could all do the redirect. I'll put it in the back chat. We gonna go to Beans. Go ahead, Big Mouth Beans. Say your final thoughts.
I'm gonna go off camera while I say this. R.I.P. If y'all know Miss Jenny, her husband passed away in a car accident like a day ago. And it's just been a lot, bro. It's just been a lot. I don't understand what's going on, bro. Miss Jenny husband, Uncle Tom with the house fire. It's just been a lot, man. I've been beefing with a lot of people in this space, and I just want you to know that all of y'all that I'm still beefing with, it's still fuck you, but I hope don't nothing bad happen to none of y'all, bro. Like this shit is just, it's been a fucked up year, man. I'm gone.
Thank you for coming up. And it has been a messed up year, but shout out to your friend. Condolences. Thank you for coming and joining us today. Papi Blanco, big head ass. Say your final thoughts.
Yeah, I look good though. Don't forget that. Yo, I believe they overcharged my young boy. First degree is too much. But the reason what I think they did that so they can go ahead and get him to plead out. That's what I believe. And the right charge is criminally negligent homicide. That would be the right charge for him. And that's something that he probably can do. They're probably going to hit him with a 5 to 10. Since he got such a good record, he will be doing like 3 years, 2 years in some camp. That's what I believe is going to happen. That's it.
Well, thank you for coming. American Nacho, American woman. I'm just joking. Don't take personal, please. Go ahead, say something.
That sounds good. Well, first of all, I appreciate y'all letting everybody up. That was pretty cool. Enjoyed the panel. So thanks for letting me have my word. Yeah, I don't necessarily think the kid deserves, life or something like that, or the death penalty or something. I think he's got to go to jail for some period of time. He's got to do some kind of time. We can't set some kind of precedent for, kids being able to carry around, any kind of weapon at school. They got to do some kind of time. Just like, I wouldn't be up here defending a school shooter just because he's white or just because of whatever. I mean, it's crazy. They got to do some kind of time for doing that, just for carrying a weapon around a campus, using it on campus, etc. And I guess we really got to see how it plays out. And yeah, I mean, making everything about the race isn't doing anybody any good on any side. So I hope we can keep having some dialogue.
Well, thank you. And the chat wants to know, do you have a channel?
I do, but I haven't been streaming much right now. I just had another baby at the beginning of the year, so I'm taking a little hiatus for a while.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. We would love to have you back anytime. Appreciate you. Reese from Philly, you finally get to talk. Go in and give them the smoke.
I want everybody to remember that evidence is not proof. We're getting emotional over the evidence. Nothing's been proven yet. all we're talking about is what's coming, from either side, and all it is evidence so far. Nobody knows the truth about anything, and emotions are flying already, and everybody's ready to go to war. We all got to remember that these are kids at the end of the day. Impressionable mind. Everybody remembers what their brain was like when they were 17 and 18 years old. But, we're on top of them and coming down on them as if they're adults. We should be more concerned with this living kid that's alive and his emotional state instead of his family out doing a bunch of bullshit and gaslighting at press conferences and shit. They should be trying to work on his emotional state. Me, personally, I think the two families should get together and merge and do some talking and become friends, because I've seen things like this happen in the hood. And when that happens, sometimes the outcome is good. And, some people even get married in situations like this. But everybody wants war. We need to get up off of that and try to find a positive solution to all of this. And stop feeding into the media. The media is going to twist this shit around and try to fuck everybody's head up, get everybody angry, and push them to violence and all this other stuff. But we know that's not going to happen. It's all just a dream. But that's all I got to say.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you.
Got you.
Angry Snowman, come on, Powder. What you got to say?
Well, I agree a lot with a lot of what everybody else already said. One is we can't say that it's all right for a child to get away with doing this. We can't say that it's okay to go from 0 to 100 over something trivial, because it sets a bad precedent. And then on top of it, you look at us on these panels, we're adults. We are adults, folks. Most of us anywhere from 30 to some of us 60 years old, Reese. And the thing is look at how we're behaving up here. Think of what kind of message that's sending our kids. And if you don't think that they ain't watching this stuff, that's all they do is live on these social media apps. So they're watching and listening to everything we say. We're the ones literally creating these little killers by the shit that we say and the things that we do and the way we act and conduct ourselves. I think we need to do better. Stop putting out narratives. Stop spreading lies. Stop saying that everything's fact when you don't know for sure if it's fact. Stop pretending like you have all the answers when you don't. Just be honest about shit. Just be honest. That's all I got.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Omni, final thoughts?
Man, too. Probably gonna look at 5 to 10 years. I would also, they might actually they'll likely also harp on the fact that he brought a weapon to school grounds. So, well, a school event, which is essentially the same thing. Yeah, he's not going to be home for Christmas. I don't think. Well, depends on how fast the case is, but if he is home, it's going to be a different Christmas, because he's got to. Something has got to happen when a life is taken. Something has got to happen when the life is taken. So he's not going to get away. He's definitely not going to walk. He's not going to have a super reduced sentence. The only thing that he has on his side at this stage is the fact that he hasn't committed a crime before. And the fact that he was somewhat remorseful. He showed remorse after, confessing. So we'll see. But yeah, that the trajectory of the family is never going to be the same.
Well, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you. OG J Speed.
Well, the first thing I'm going to say, thank you, and appreciate you and your significant other letting me up here. Second thing I would like to say is I predicted this stuff back in 2015. What we're actually seeing now, and I told everybody, and I got receipts, that 2025 will be the year. I would just like to piggyback on my final statement on what Angry Snowman said. It's just not us up here on this meteor that's driving this hatred throughout this land. We had a president, somebody called him a wimp, and we went over there and killed over 1 million something people. babies, women, and children. And we forgot about that there like it was a bad movie. So the example is not just coming from the way we are carrying on up here on this channel. There's things precede that this country has been guilty on it, and it's, as Malcolm said, the roosters, and I won't finish that statement, but we got to look at the totality of where this country is going at. And then not just this little incident. This is opening the door to a lot of things y'all gonna see in 2025. And I've been trying to preach this for the last, ever since 2015, 16, 17, 18. And the people who have had patience enough to listen to me on these different channels, from Raw Bees to a lot of other people, I've been consistent. What you're seeing right now, it's the opening of Pandora's box. And I told a friend that 2025 will be the year, and me not knowing that Trump will be president, or all the things that are happening. It's just amazing that a lot of you all can't see it. We see incidents, but we don't see the totality of what's really happening in this country. So peace, love, and always strive for the truth. And, pray. That's all you can do.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. And I appreciate you. Sel has stepped away, so I'm going to end out this show. We've reached the final chapter in this show. And this is a moment where justice must rise above excuses, above manipulations, and above the noise. We are here because Karmelo Anthony's actions were not just reckless. They were deliberate, calculated, and ultimately devastating. Throughout this show, we've laid bare the facts that we have available. Not speculation, not assumption, but facts. And those facts showed that Anthony's choices were not the results of a momentary lapse or an unfortunate accident. They were the product of willful disregard for what is right, what is legal, and what is human. He had choices. He had warnings. And he had opportunities to stop. And yet he chose not to. His decisions weren't made in the dark. They were made in the full view of their consequences. And now those consequences must meet him, whatever they are. Metcalf, by contrast, became the victim of Anthony's disregard, a name that will be forever linked with pain, loss, and violation. And while the Metcalfs must carry the weight of what Anthony did, it is the court of public opinion's responsibility to talk about this tragedy in truth. We should want Anthony to carry the weight of what he caused. We're not looking for vengeance. What we are looking for is accountability. Real accountability. Excuse me one moment. The kind that speaks not just to this case, but to every person watching, to every person listening, wondering if justice still means something. The kind that sends a message that no one, literally no one, Black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, purple people eaters, nobody is above responsibility. No matter how clever their defense, how rehearsed their apologies, or how polished their image. So I ask you, do not let this moment be swept away in doubt. Don't sit there and feed the narrative that lets Anthony walk away with a slap on the wrist when the damage that he caused demands more. Hold him to the highest consequences, because that is what justice demands. Y'all want to hold women to accountability. You want to hold Black fathers to accountabilities. You want to hold interracial relationships to accountability. But when it comes to a Black boy that took somebody else's life, you just want it to all be swept under the rug. Mad Duck, and I appreciate you. And I'm not here for that. And if that makes me boule, if that makes me a gatekeeper, if that makes me a conservative douchebag, so be it. But if it was my black child that had lost his life because he asked someone to get away from his space, it would be hell to pay. I don't know that I would be the better person to be able to forgive. It would be all out war. And stop saying that you're holding people accountable when you're sitting there trying to find ways to wipe away what Karmelo Anthony has done. That being said, we thank y'all for joining us on this very long stream. We appreciate all of the financial support for all of the platforms and everybody that restreams. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Leave that dope alone.
You haven't.
He need to leave that dope alone. Leave that dope alone. Leave that dope alone. Leave that dope alone. Leave that.